Let's get this thing started. I might have messed up again for the second day in a row, so we'll see if YouTube loses its mind again. I don't even know what weird pictures you got of me up there, Marmite. Yeah, I gotta go through my my pictures there. I'll be straight up, like, y'all give me recommendations for stickers, and I just put them on here. I barely even look at them. Hey, YouTubers, was I just on live? Did it show me live for a second? It was. I think I messed up something for a second. It did? Okay, yeah, that was me messing up. Hey Tara, how you doing? Yeah, I had clicked start and then I don't know, it was all screwed up. So it was on me. I didn't have all the things I needed to get ready. Oh, a little blurry too. All right, let's get everything all settled over here. Thanks, Tara. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm pretty zen right now. We'll see how that. I said I've had a very busy day, and honestly, like there's some like crazy shit that happened to me today. Not like I'm not gonna call it crazy shit, but just some shit that got under my skin today. You know. Also, I am looking for more YouTube mods. I think I need that. I think I need more YouTube mods. Actually, I was gonna put that on my Discord. I need more YouTube mods because there's a lot of stuff going on. Oh, Kayla, are you here? Kayla said she was in a YouTube mod. Please do, Janice. Like literally, I'm getting so many spammers over there. Yeah, Tara, no, you're good. If anybody that you know that has been watching for a while that I'm familiar with wants to YouTube mod, it is a hellscape over there. But yeah, it is yeah, it's not for everybody. It's rough over there. But that's why I need mods over here. There's been some mad spammers in here. And I'm surprised my my Streamlabs isn't catching it. And my call won't work, but because that's because it's not on yet. Yeah. Yeah, I'd have to turn it on first, and I haven't done that because we just started. So, anyways, dude, the YouTube chat be wild. Y'all be wild over there, man. Trying to get some. I think my mods are drowning a little bit over there. How's my mom's basement? I don't know because my mom has never had a basement. Because I grew up in California, and where I grew up, basements weren't really a thing. Plus, I grew up poor, so yeah, there was no basements. So, not really sure. She still actually doesn't have a basement, which is crazy since I moved out of the house 20 years ago. But nope, still no basement. Yeah. So you don't really need basements and stuff when you have perfect weather all the time. Like, what do you need a basement for? It's weird. Anyways, y'all, have I ever been to Europe? Yes, I have been to Europe. I lived in Europe for a couple years, actually. All right, y'all, if you guys are on the TikTok side, let's get this up to about 10,000 likes. Really appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're on the YouTube side, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're just getting this thing started. We're about to open up these phone lines and get this thing moving. Sodium, I wouldn't trust you to do any of that. So, no. Not even slightly. So, anyways. Yeah, I know. Sorry, Lisa. That was actually kind of funny. That was actually kind of funny. No. All right, well, let's bring up my backup account on this account, and then we're going to open up these phone lines in about a minute or two and get this thing going. I'll let you know very quickly, and just like last night, I am not in the mood for BS today. I've actually kind of had some crazy shit happen to me today. So I'm not in the mood for BS today. So if you come up here hollering and going crazy, like, I'll give you a chance or so, but then I'll just kick you. I just to let you know, my lives are going a lot better when I just kick people that that act like whiny little babies. Just to be honest with you, I know a lot of lives like y'all to just be like, and y'all think it's all great, and there's a lot of lives out there that will let you stay on and stuff like that because they need you on there. I don't need you. So if you start acting a fool, I'll just hang up, and I don't care. So just let you know, choose your path wisely. All right. Alexandra, thank you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Alexandra. Welcome in. Happy. I don't know how old you are. Happy 22nd birthday. Not really sure how old you are, but happy 22nd birthday, okay? I'm just going to go with that. I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know if Alex is coming back last night. I'm pretty sure I hurt Alex's feelings last night, so I'm pretty sure Alex isn't coming back. Hey, Shannon. First of all, it's 7 p.m. where I'm at. Thank you so much for the octopus, Flower Girl. All right, well, let's open up these phone lines. Let's get this thing going. Let's start having some conversations. I'm not going to be here all night. I'm here for a good time, not for a long time, so I'm ready to get moving. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi, how are you today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
I am 30.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Why is that?
Well, right now I'm really mind blown that they're trying to put this Texas flood on Trump, blaming him. Like, how the fuck? And saying that it's his fault for the flood. Like, honestly, I feel like they just blame him for anything. Like, he could shit in the wrong toilet and they'll blame him.
Donald Trump literally tried to blame Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass for Santa Ana winds.
Yeah, but we're talking about the floods.
No, we're talking about just blaming people for things that they could not have avoided. And since Donald Trump blames literally everyone for everything except for himself, that seems like a very strange way to do it. Actually, the first words out of Donald Trump's mouth when it came to when they started asking him about the flood was, "This is actually on Biden."
Oh, can you show me that evidence of that?
I could, but I'm not going to. You can go. You're 30 years old. You have a smartphone. You can look it up. Yeah. He said, this is actually on Biden. He's like, but I wouldn't even blame Biden. Like, the first words out of Donald Trump's mouth when anything negative happens ever is just Biden.
Yeah, but I still don't understand how they're, like, on the left, I see nonstop videos of YouTube. Oh, it's Trump's fault, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, how the fuck? How can he control the weather?
He can't control the weather. What he can control is how we read the weather. Right, because he can decide whether he funds people like the NWS or the NOAA, which he both defunded.
They're overstaffed and everything.
Hold on, sir.
Yep.
Yeah, he can decide how we read the weather. He can decide how we, alert people when there's bad weather, and he can also decide how we respond to people when there's bad weather, right? All of those things are things that Trump does have control of. You're right, he can't control the weather whatsoever. But when he defunds things like the NOAA, the NWS, and then we show that, there's alerts that could have gone out and those alerts weren't able to go out and that could have saved some people's lives, then yeah, that's on him.
I mean, I totally disagree. I mean, because the people, they said they're overstaffed and there's like a 0.02% chance of them predicting 20-foot flash floods.
Sir, I don't expect them to predict flash floods. I expect them to warn people once the flash.
They're overstaffed though.
Sir, why are they overstaffed?
because they're overstaffed that night. You got to ask them. I'm not there.
They're overstaffed. So why did they try to get alerts out to people for a long time and people weren't able to get them? Where they said they had alert, they knew that floods were coming for hours and hours before they happened. And then when they finally happened, they didn't get the alert out to people till they were already drowning.
I got the alert and I live right near it.
Congratulations. Did everyone get that alert?
Everyone around me, we all heard it.
What about the people that died? Did they get it?
You got to ask them.
Oh, I can't ask them because they're dead because they didn't get a warning.
No shit. So how dumb of a question?
If they had gotten a warning, they wouldn't be dead.
No, they'd probably still be dead. That's 20 feet in 6 minutes, sir.
Yeah, congratulations. Again, they knew those rains were coming 6 hours prior.
And how do they know when there's a 0.2% chance of 20-foot rain?
Sir, I don't need them to predict 20-foot waves for this. So you
So the alert is for pointless.
Sir, remember how? Sir, were you just listening to me when I started this live?
I heard every word you said.
You heard every word I said, and I said I'm not in the mood to deal with bullshit today?
Correct.
Okay, cool. Then how come every time I start talking, you start talking?
Because you're stating incorrect facts.
You're not letting me say anything.
No, but I hear you.
So I'm going to try to speak again, and if you don't let me speak, then I'll just move on to the next person.
You don't live there, and I do, so how you going to tell me?
Where do you live, sir?
Right near the Ran Grande.
Okay, do you live in Kerr County?
I'm not going to say exactly where I live.
Do you live in Kerr County, yes or no?
Yes.
You live in Kerr County, and how were you alerted?
Text.
You were alerted by text. So what happens to the people that aren't in cell phone range? All of those kids
over here is in cell phone range.
Oh, really? Those children at Camp Mystic were in cell phone range?
They're asleep.
Yeah, but they were in cell phone range?
They could have been, but I don't know how they can't.
Oh, because they specifically
weren't. To have cell phones?
Because they specifically weren't. Okay, but they didn't have alert systems. To the camp, do you? But they didn't have alert systems that were in place because, again, the Republican government in your area didn't install the alert systems.
No, I got alert.
All right, sir. Do you have a wonderful day?
True.
Okay.
See, what you're saying is not true.
All right, cool. I already warned you that if you're not going to let me get words out, then I won't talk to you. Okay? This is not difficult. Hello, how are you?
Hey, what's up?
Hi, I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Hey, I saw your thing on YouTube.
Awesome. How old are you?
Huh?
How old are you?
How old are me?
How old are you?
I'm 33.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes and no. I'm in the middle, but yeah, sort of.
All right. Why do you support Trump? Flower Child, thank you so much for the subscription. I appreciate that.
Why do I support Trump? It's because, I said yes and no, because I don't totally agree with everything he's doing. But I do see the economic impact. But it's slowly, like I said, this is why I said yes and no, because it's, I kind of see patterns, I see things in history kind of repeating, and it's freaking me out a little bit.
Did you vote for Trump?
So, I unfortunately didn't vote for Trump, but the first time I actually did.
Okay, so if you didn't vote for Trump and it doesn't really sound like you support him, then there's not really much point to having this conversation.
The second time I didn't vote for him because I didn't agree with his his.
Did you vote for him this time?
This time? Oh no, not. I just missed out on the election. I would have voted for him, to be honest.
Okay, well, it doesn't sound like there's much of a conversation to have here because you again didn't vote for him, and it doesn't sound like you really support him. So I don't know what we would talk about.
Well, look, man, I'm not look, I know you're trying to, it sounds like you're just trying to look for an argument.
No, I'm actually looking for banter. I'm actually looking for somebody who disagrees with me. If I wanted to sit here in my own little echo chamber and listen to people that agree with me, then this would be a very boring live, and we wouldn't really get very far. But I am looking for people who disagree with me. And since, sir, it doesn't seem like you have a clue what you believe in, okay? Because I don't know what you're talking about. Then I'm just going to move on to somebody else that can actually make a point in which to talk to me about. I don't really truly.
You're trying to push me off, bro. Like you're looking for banner, but you're looking for someone to argue with. That's what it sounds like.
All right, sir. Well, if you don't like it, you don't have to be here. Sound good?
Bro, look, I mean,
And you're gone. All right. See how easy that was? I'm not here to sit here and have this like little banter with you. This is ridiculous. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 21.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
Great. Why is that? Flower. Oh, I already said flower. Thank you so
Because
much.
what did you say?
Oh, real quick, y'all, make sure you hit that like button and the subscribe button if you're on YouTube. Let's double tap that screen on TikTok. Get this thing up to where are we at? Oh shoot, let's get this up to 20,000 likes. And if you'd like support, I do have super chats open. I'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them. Have a good time. So I really appreciate you. All right. So why do you support Trump?
Well, because Trump also thinks that Israel is our greatest ally, and Trump also hates fucking niggers.
Okay. Well, I'll agree with both of those things. And if you agree with
Yeah.
him on those things, then I understand why you support him.
Yeah, thank you. That's about it.
Okay.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, you too, man. Hello, how are you? Hello?
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 Are you
I'm
there?
on the, watching the stream right here. It's just a little delayed, so,
All right, you're boring. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
Sodium extra mod. Just throwing that out there. You can't. The mod speed there.
Hello, how are you?
What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How old are you?
43.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Why is that?
Many reasons. Do you want the top 10?
No, you can just give me one. We'll start there.
I support him because he's a businessman.
So what?
He said, so what?
Yeah, so what?
That's why I support him. He's a businessman. And look at Biden. He wasn't a businessman. You know, a lot of times people are presidents.
So
And they
the
don't
fact that
know
Donald
how
Trump
to-
bankrupted seven different businesses, including bankrupting casinos, literally has been sued for his business practices almost 4,000 times. You voted for him just because he claims to be a businessman?
I said I had a top 10, but one of them is he's a businessman.
Yeah, that's
And,
not a reason,
he's
sir.
been-
That's
he went
just a
bankrupt.
word. He's
He went
also
bankrupt.
white. Did you vote for him because of that?
Because he's white? That'll make sense.
Exactly. And so it does, neither does, because he's a businessman, unless you're going to relate him being a businessman to something that he would actually be good at as a president.
You know, a lot of times people are elected as a president and don't know how to do a checkbook. You know, it's important to know business practices because there's a lot of money involved in this thing. And so, yeah, he went bankrupt, but that's a business move. You know, he got his business to go into the millions, into the billions because of that.
Donald Trump was gifted all that money. If you actually adjust it for inflation before he became president, he actually lost money.
All that money? Or did he take some money and turn it into a whole lot more money?
No, he got gifted over $400 million if you adjusted that for inflation before he became president.
And he's a billionaire now.
Yes, sir. Do you know what inflation is?
Of course.
Okay, so you do understand that $430 million 50 years ago is not the same as $430 million today.
So when he went bankrupt,
yes or
it was
no,
gone.
sir?
So how did he get
yes
back
or no,
to
sir?
$1
Do you
billion status?
sir, I'm asking you a question. Do you understand that freaking 400 and something million dollars 50, 60 years ago is not the same as 400 and something million dollars today?
You also said he went
It's a
bankrupt.
yes or no question, sir.
Of course I know. That's a simple question.
Okay, awesome. So we have this thing called inflation. So if somebody has 400 and something million dollars 60 years ago, and then that keeps inflating over time, then that is worth more money as we go forward, right?
It sounds like you're saying he saved it.
No, he lost money if you adjust for inflation.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then he became president.
And so now all that money is just turned into a couple billion?
No, he was already a couple billion because that's what 430 million is adjusted for inflation. It's like freaking $5 billion.
So the money he was given turned to a couple billion because of inflation.
Sir, he lost money. I don't know how to say this to you any better. Like this is
That's
it's,
called deflation. Inflation is different. You said inflation. Now you're saying deflation.
no, I'm not.
So deflation is what you're trying to explain.
No, it's not, sir.
Yeah. So
No.
he was gifted a couple 100 million, and then all of a suddenly, a few years later, he's a billionaire.
It's not a few years later. It took 50 years.
so, so you're saying it had nothing to do with business practices?
Yes, his business practices caused him to lose money.
You said it was inflation.
All right, sir. Do you have anything of actual importance to say? Because this conversation is literally the dumbest shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
You
So
said,
it's
do I
fine. I'll
have
just move on to
anything
somebody
of
else, sir.
importance to
Sir,
say? I said
yeah.
I support him.
I'm not having this conversation with you. This is if you can't understand this thing that they teach middle schoolers, then I don't know what else to say to you. Okay.
Well, I support Trump, and there's many more reasons.
I'm still waiting for you to tell me why him being a businessman means anything.
Okay, well, him being a businessman means that he could take our economy from the sea to shining sea and help it grow. That means that the hood is going to get more jobs and Beverly Hills is going to get more jobs. You see what I'm saying? Now, someone who's not a business person wouldn't know how to get business to flow.
Awesome. Who created more
he's
jobs, Joe Biden or Donald Trump?
Obviously, it's Trump. What are
It's
you
Joe
talking
Biden
about?
by a
Not even
long
close.
shot.
How would you say that?
It's how do I say that? Because the Bureau of Labor and Statistics says that, and freaking 7 other independent agencies that study it showed that. Donald
Did you
Trump created
vote for
5
Joe
million
Biden?
jobs. Donald Trump created 5 million jobs before he lost 7 million in COVID. And then if you take away the COVID jobs that Biden brought back, Joe Biden still created 9 million jobs.
Did you vote for him?
For who?
For Joe Biden?
Of course I did.
How do you rank him as one of the best presidents?
I don't rank him as one of the best presidents. I rank him as a middle ground president.
What do you think he did pretty good?
Chips and Sciences Act, PACT Act, infrastructure bill.
The infrastructure bill?
Largest infrastructure bill in the history of the United States, yes.
Does that include the EV vehicles?
That wasn't part of EV vehicles or not. Do you know what infrastructure is, sir?
Yeah. Is that like the roads and the bridges?
That would be part of infrastructure, yes.
Okay. So he did one of the biggest infrastructures, and that's why he's one of the best presidents.
It was not one of the biggest. It was the biggest. It was a $1 trillion infrastructure bill, the largest in American history. And second of all, I already very plain and understandable English said that I do not see him as one of the top presidents. I see him as middle of the pack.
Who's your best president of all time ever?
Sir, this is a joke, and I'm not doing this. So
I'm asking.
can you get on with the point? Because this is a joke, dude.
I support Trump. I want to gauge it to who you think's amazing.
I don't find any president to be overwhelmingly amazing. I think that we had some great ones. I think that, especially when it comes to certain things, Obama was great domestically, where he wasn't great, on foreign relations. I think Roosevelt's handling of domestic policy, was really, really excellent, and his foreign relations was actually very excellent. I think Clinton did a very good job when it came to certain government cuts and actually balancing the budget. So it just depends on which type of, what they were good at.
Roosevelt, Clinton. Okay. All right. Well, I think Trump is one of the best presidents we've had in the last 20 years. And I believe that, I've seen a lot of business being made in the hood, and he placed us in a position where, we can get more jobs in the steel mill because he made it where if you're going to buy steel, I'm talking about like Ford and car companies, if you're going to buy steel, you have to buy it from American companies.
Donald Trump literally just sold off U.S. Steel to Nippon Steel and approved it.
But he says we keep ownership. He sold it.
He sold it to Japan so that we keep ownership.
He did it in a way where we kept ownership.
He sold it so we keep ownership. Copy all.
He sold it in a way where we kept ownership.
Right. Well, here's the cool thing,
to buy and keep it all. But, about like the third time around when there was negotiating, they settled on we will buy it, but you guys keep ownership. That's Japan.
Because that's how buying things works.
Well, in this scenario, because let's say we go to war with Japan, we're going to be able to say, oh, no, you can't have the steel for your missiles. We're going to keep them for our missiles. So we have to keep the top leverage of that. So we was able to sell it. They're going to put billions into this steel mill. We're going to bring the jobs back. And it's like,
all right, sir.
Flow of money coming back,
sir. This is a worthless conversation. So, do you have anything?
No, it's pretty like one-sided. I'm killing you over here.
You're right. It is one-sided. This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
So go ahead and hang up.
Okay. As if we went to war with Japan, we wouldn't just stop them from doing everything. What the hell are you talking about, dude? All right. I'm hoping to get somebody in here that can actually frickin' talk to me today. This is frickin' rough today, dude. Oh, my goodness. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Are we talking about his policies or him as a person?
It doesn't matter. He's shit on both of them, so.
Okay. I'm in the military, so from my perspective, he's better for national security and peacekeeping.
How?
We've had less wars under Trump than any president in recent history.
Excuse me? How are you saying that?
Well, he's negotiated better peace deals.
What peace deals he negotiated?
Well, in his first presidency, when his negotiations with North Korea and Russia.
In North Korea, they negotiated a missile deal that was broken by North Korea in 6 days. And again, we weren't at war with North Korea, so you can't say he created a peace deal with us in North Korea when we weren't at war with them. And again, they broke that deal in 6 days. We weren't at war with Russia, okay? And there was no peace deal created with him and Russia. There wasn't even an ending to any of the conflicts that were, already going on with Russia. Actually, Russia escalated within the Donbass region during Donald Trump's presidency. And they're showing right now that he is unable to, negotiate a peace deal even currently.
You're talking about in Israel? He's unable to negotiate a peace deal?
In anywhere, he's unable to negotiate a peace deal. But I was specifically talking about Russia.
Well, he's also handled the border better.
No, let's not switch off of national security. I really liked where we were at there, because this whole idea of Donald Trump being the president of peace is an entire fucking joke, right? Donald Trump had more drone strikes in 4 years than Obama did in 8, and Obama was well known for having, a whole bunch of drone strikes, right? He did not pull us out of a single war. We did not stop fighting in one singular country under Trump's first term. And not only do we not stop fighting in any other countries under this term, but we've actually added countries. The U.S. military has been bombing in Somalia. We've now bombed Iran. We're still fighting just as much as we were in Yemen and all of the other countries that we were going to. And he hasn't stopped the support of any other countries either, right? Because he claimed that he was going to be America first, but not only is he supporting, Israel when it comes to their war in Palestine and their fights in Gaza. And he's also helping them fight a war in Iran, right? And we're still funding Ukraine. So
how many active duty United States troops are currently deployed compared to how many were deployed under Biden?
I would assume probably more.
Do you know the numbers?
Do you?
I don't.
Okay, then why are we talking about it?
Well, it's a good question to ask, right? I think that'd be a better metric than just naming off different strikes.
Yeah. Well, again, sir, in order for us to strike, we have to have people there to do the strikes, right?
No, we don't.
So you're
For
saying
example,
that the
like
B2s that
the
went to
Iran
Iran to fight, like they weren't in Iran, they just
No, they
they
launched
fired
from the
it,
United States and they
fired from
were
there. So
refueled midair.
so they had to get to Iran.
Right, but we didn't have any active duty troops on the ground in the Middle East.
Sir, do
except
we
for
need people on the ground
they
to attack someone?
refueled. No, we don't. That's my
Were those
point.
soldiers
We
in
didn't
danger?
have- Okay, are you going to keep interrupting me?
Sir,
or
were those soldiers in danger?
the pilots?
Yeah, the pilots who were flying into Iran, where if they had been detected, they would have been shot down and killed. Were they in danger?
No, because Iran didn't fire off their anti-air systems.
Yeah, sir, I know that they weren't injured. Okay. I said, were they in the area where there was a possibility that they could be injured or killed?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure.
So therefore, those soldiers, those pilots, okay, were within a danger area. They were in a deployed location, and just ignoring them because they deployed from the United States is ridiculous.
No, I'm talking about bases like the base we had in Kabul, where we don't have that territory anymore. We don't have troops on the ground in the Middle East anymore.
Yes, we do.
You know what I mean? Or at least not as many as we did.
Yes, we do.
I mean, I
That's
don't know
why
the exact
Iran
metric.
retaliated by firing Dud missiles at Al Udeid, because there was troops on the ground there.
So we have more troops on the ground now than we did.
No,
4
sir.
years ago.
I don't know whether we had more or less. I know we had less under Biden than we did under Donald Trump's first term. That's for sure.
And that's according to what exactly?
The Pentagon.
The Pentagon. Okay.
Yeah.
So the Pentagon said that we have less troops under Biden deployed than we did under Trump.
Correct.
Okay. I haven't seen that report. I don't know what.
Yeah, it's about a
which
year
Pentagon
old now.
report you
So
came-
yeah,
are referring
actually, it was
to.
talked about very specifically within the debates and within the political campaigns. It was talked about very intensively. Yeah.
Have we had more casualties under Donald Trump than under Biden?
If you
or
compared
Obama?
Donald Trump's first term with Biden's term, then absolutely there was more casualties under Donald Trump's term.
I'm talking about. Okay. So what were the casualty numbers under Trump versus Biden?
Well, I mean, we'll just go Afghanistan alone. Under Biden, there was 13, and there were 63 under Trump. And that's just in Afghanistan.
Overall.
Sir, if you need to go look up the numbers, then go look them up. I'm not a database of every single casualty. If you have a point to make, then please make it. But it sounds like you don't know any of these numbers, and yet you're making an assumption that because you like Trump, that they were lower or higher. If you have the
I'm
numbers,
asking
then
you a
please let me
question.
know. If not, then please go look them up before you start making claims.
Okay. Here's my claim. Trump's border policies are more effective than Biden's border policies.
Awesome. Well, very nice pivot away from foreign policy, which we were actually talking about.
What is your rebut to my claim?
My rebut to your claim is we were talking about foreign policy and whether or not we were at war and whether or not Donald Trump is the president of peace. And you just completely left that conversation after I brought up a whole bunch of points that you couldn't refute. And now you're switching the topic completely to immigration. Okay. Even though we weren't talking about immigration at all. Okay. That is my rebut. My rebut is that we're not talking about immigration. We're talking about foreign policy, and we're talking about what Donald Trump is doing as far as actually putting our military in danger, as far as spending more on the military, as far as still supporting all of the wars he was doing, including adding us into more wars. That is what we are talking about. We are not talking about the immigration policies because that is not the point that you brought up. So I don't know why in the middle of this conversation about foreign policy that you're talking about immigration. That is my rebut.
Is spending more on military a problem? Increased military spending?
Is it a problem?
I would
It
argue
depends
that's a
on
good
what
thing.
that military spending is being spent on. But considering the
Are we
Pentagon
not-
hasn't passed an audit in 3 decades, I would assume it's probably not the best.
You know, the only military branch to ever pass an audit is who?
Is not the Pentagon, which is the one I just said.
Right. It's the Marine Corps, right? They're the only military branch to ever pass an audit.
Yes, sir. When I'm talking about defense spending, I'm not talking about Marine Corps spending. I'm talking about defense spending.
Right. Department of Defense, which the Pentagon is a part of, but when we're talking about, you know, who actually fires those weapons, it's the individual military branches. So, but my question is, why do you think that increased military spending is a bad thing?
I didn't say it was a bad thing. I actually directly answered your question by not saying it was a bad thing. I specifically said it depends on what that spending is on, and considering the Department of Defense has not passed an audit in 3 decades, that I don't know whether it's a good thing or not, because we don't know where that money is being spent, because again, we don't know where it's going.
Okay, so assuming that all departments could pass an audit flawlessly, would you want more or less military spending?
Well, then it would very much depend on what that spending was on after we got an audit.
So it depends on the individual conflicts that were entered in, whether or not that money's being spent effectively?
It depends on a lot of things whether that money is being spent effectively.
What are some factors?
First of all, where we're spending it. Are we spending it on new planes, or are we spending it on $4,000 freaking screws? Are we spending it to fund other countries, or are we spending it to fund, military deployments and exercises in different places in order to secure alliances? It depends on all sorts of fucking things. Are we buying just more bullets to stockpile in a freaking cave, or are we actually using it to advance weapons within the military-industrial complex? Is the military-industrial complex screwing the military over? Are they actually creating things that we actually need? Are they actually holding up to their end of contracts? Are they using freaking, correct use of that money in order to support the military on deployments and all sorts of other ranges? And that was about 2% of the things I can think of off the top of my head, which I would like to know about where the military is spending money on.
I mean, that's a reasonable thing to want to know. Is where is the money going? Do you think that the Department of Defense is the only branch that is having issues with transparency of funds?
They're the most expensive branch is having a problem with transparency of funds. Yes,
they are the most expensive, but
then that's the one I care about first.
Them, right? Okay, so the Department of Defense should be first on your list of questions.
Yes, if we're going to spend $1 trillion on the Department of Defense, then we don't know where the money is going. That is the first on my list. Yes.
What kind of? Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's valid. I don't think that pertains to specifically Trump. I think every president
so again,
has
sir,
increased.
You moved it away from Trump.
Spending.
You moved it away from Trump. You wanted to talk about Department of Defense spending. I said that Trump isn't the president of peace. He's not keeping us out of any wars. He's actually keeping us in more wars and actually adding to the wars in which we're in. That was the point that I made. Okay, I didn't move it over to that. You're the one who was like, "Oh, well, do you think Department of Defense spending is better or worse?" You moved it to that. I didn't move it to that.
Okay, so what wars have we been pulled into since Trump has been reelected?
Israel and Iran, Somalia, to name 2.
Have we
increased presence in Yemen
on the ground? Let's talk about Israel and Iran. Have we put troops on the ground in Israel and Iran?
I don't give a fuck about whether we put troops on the ground. Why do you think that why do you think I care whether there are troops on the ground?
You should, because that's lives at risk. If
there were the B-2 pilots that flew B-2 planes into Iran to bomb it, were their lives at risk? Yes or no?
With any operation, there's going to be lives at risk.
Thank you. So military lives were at risk by him doing that. I don't need boots on the ground in order to do that.
Is Israel our ally?
Yes.
Were we given intel that Iran was using their nuclear power program for nefarious reasons?
No.
Yes, we were.
No, actually, the fucking director of national intelligence of the United States specifically said that there was no proof that Iran was doing that. The literal head of intelligence for the entire United States said specifically under oath that they were not building any weapons.
And what was the justification of the strike? Was that we thought they were
it's
using
easy.
concealed
That
weapons,
Donald
right?
Trump is a simp for Netanyahu and won't believe anything he's told.
So Netanyahu calls Trump and says, hey, Daddy, I think they're building bombs over here, and Trump just sends a B-2 without any sort of intelligence that confirms this.
Correct.
Is your claim?
Actually, not only without any intelligence, but against intelligence. Not only not without intelligence, we had specific intelligence saying it wasn't happening, and he still did it.
I'll have to look into that. I had never heard that NIH had said that was the case.
NIH is the National
that
Institute of
doesn't
Health. I do not believe they were saying anything about that whatsoever.
Not NIH, the Department of Intelligence, or whoever you're talking about, the head of that department came out and said that. Because I feel like that would be national headlines.
Yeah. Do you know when the first time that Israel said that Iran was 2 weeks away from having a nuclear weapon and that we needed to bomb them immediately?
Let me guess, like back more than 4 years ago, they said that?
1992.
Exactly.
They said it in 1992, 1996, 2000, 2002, 2008, 2012, 2016, 2018, 2020, and now I think 2022, and now again this year. They have always been 2 weeks away from creating a nuclear weapon that was going to destroy everyone, and then they needed the U.S. to attack and drop bombs immediately in order to stop them. The only person that was dumb enough to fall for it against intelligence was Donald Trump. Every other president was smart enough to go, oh yeah, this is stupid and this is just Israel freaking trying to create something that doesn't exist because they want the destruction of Iran. Donald Trump was the only one dumb enough to actually bomb them. Because now Iran is closer to getting a nuclear weapon than they were before. And we are at a freaking diplomatic disadvantage. So now we have less chance of stopping them and less chance of actually creating a diplomatic solution due to the bombing. So not only did he bomb them, even though there was intelligence saying that we shouldn't, but on top of that, he now created a situation where they're closer to having a bomb, literally making Israel and us like more freaking susceptible to attack.
If that's valid information that that's not what their nuclear program is being used for, then that's a good point.
Hey, look, I'll just take Donald Trump's words for it, okay? Pretty simple. Donald Trump said if Obama couldn't create a diplomatic solution to Iran's nuclear deal in order to make sure that Iran denuclearized without freaking bombing them, then Obama was a failure. Those were Donald Trump's exact words. Well, not exact words. I paraphrased a bit.
What about?
Hold on. I'm not
I'll
finished.
I'm
not finished. Hold on. He said Obama was a failure.
I talked for a pretty long time.
Yeah, I that's the cool thing about running your own live is I get to talk as much as I want. It's so great. He said Obama was a failure if he had to bomb Iran and couldn't find a diplomatic solution. Obama found a diplomatic solution, and then Trump had to bomb them. So according to Trump's own words, who's the failure?
So, okay, on that point, right? As my memory serves, Trump had negotiated a ceasefire between Iran and Hamas, and Israel betrayed that ceasefire 6 hours later or something like that. They had betrayed that ceasefire.
That was after the bombing.
That was after the bombing. Okay. I thought that was before the bombing.
Nope. That was after the bombing. 12 days after, actually.
So was that negotiation of a ceasefire not a step in the right direction?
You're giving Trump credit for negotiating a ceasefire on the war that he started?
I don't think that Trump started the war between Hamas and Israel. I think that's
between Hamas and Israel? Dude, there's no ceasefire for Hamas and Israel. What are you talking about? You talking about the recent one that was later?
Yes, that Israel betrayed a couple hours later.
Yeah, of course Israel betrayed it. It's not a ceasefire if Israel betrays it 6 hours later. That's not a ceasefire. That's just Donald Trump saying shit.
but he had. Was it not a step in the right direction?
Sir,
for him
if
to
I
attempt to
negotiate a
negotiate
deal
ceasefire?
that lasts 6 hours, did I really negotiate a deal?
You can't be faulted for negotiating a ceasefire that the parties involved betrayed.
Exactly. Yeah,
break
you
that
you
ceasefire.
100% can, because if you actually negotiated a correct ceasefire, then it lasts longer than 6 hours. I believe that was a 60-day ceasefire that he negotiated that lasted 6 hours.
But if he had both parties to agree to that ceasefire, how is it his fault
If
that
he was
Israel or Hamas had betrayed it? If either party had betrayed
Sir,
it,
if
how
it
is
was a
that
good
his
enough
fault?
deal, then they would have held by it, wouldn't they? What's the point of So you're saying that Biden could have walked up and been like, hey, I'm going to negotiate a ceasefire between Hamas and Israel. And that ceasefire lasted 4 minutes. And then it would be like, oh, well, Biden did his job. Lasted 4 minutes. We got 4 minutes of a ceasefire. You can't help what Biden does, I don't care if he called them and they both agreed to it over the phone, and then immediately 4 minutes later, they turned it down. Biden did all of his stuff. He's the greatest negotiator ever.
I'm not saying he's the greatest negotiator ever, but Biden would have had negotiated a ceasefire. That, like, it's not Biden's fault that either party had betrayed it.
Sir,
He
it
got
is
them both to agree.
100% Trump's fault. It's not a ceasefire. That's all it is. It's not a ceasefire.
How is it Trump's fault that it got betrayed when he wasn't the one who
Because
betrayed the terms
it
of the
wasn't
deal?
6 hours is not a ceasefire, sir. Are you fucking kidding me, dude?
So I call up Israel and Hamas, and I get them both to agree on the phone not to fire for 60 days. They both say, yes, I agree, right? I agree to the terms and conditions that you have set forth. Cool. I hang up. Then I have done my part.
No, they haven't, because they lied to you and you let them lie to you. They thought you were such a weak, you were so weak that they lied directly to your fucking face. They called up the president of the United States, with fucking disrespected him to his fucking face, said, I'm going to fucking do this, lied directly to him. And he fucking was like, okay, yes, please. And they fucking immediately fucking disrespected the president of the United States. And he didn't do shit. He didn't do a damn thing. He got walked all over by Israel. And you're trying to give him credit? He got literally walked all over by him.
Credit to Biden if he had done the same thing.
I wouldn't.
I don't.
That'd be ridiculous for me to fucking give credit to Biden for getting disrespected by Israel, for getting slapped around by Israel. Why would I give him credit for that?
With your sense that it's reasonable that it was Trump's fault. There's nothing. It doesn't seem reasonable to me that you think it's Trump's fault, even though he got them both to agree, and they betrayed the terms.
Sure, I'm not saying it's Trump's fault. I'm saying there was no ceasefire.
That's exactly what you said, was that it was
there
Trump's
was
fault. You said 100%
no
it's Trump's
ceasefire
fault for getting lied to. It's his fault.
There was no ceasefire.
You said it was Trump's fault that they betrayed the ceasefire.
Yeah, because he's weak.
Exactly what you said.
But there wasn't actually a ceasefire. But that's not the first time he's weak. It's not Donald Trump's fault that he's weak. He's always been weak. I can't blame. I'm assuming it's parenting.
It's okay.
Wall Street's literal name for Donald Trump is taco. Trump always chickens out. He can never hold up to any end of a deal. He gets played. He gets worked. That's what he does. He does that for a living. He literally gets walked on.
Is he getting played by foreign countries who we've imposed record tariffs on?
Yep.
Is he getting played by those countries?
100%.
How exactly is he getting played by
He said 90 deals in 90 days based off the tariffs that he put on over 90 days ago. How many deals have been done?
How many?
Well, if you want to be technical, or do you want to be like just what Donald Trump says? Donald Trump claims 2, but neither of them we've actually seen any information on or any actual substance to. All we know about one of them is that he made a trade deal with the UK, which he claims was the EU, because apparently he doesn't know the difference between the UK and the EU, doesn't know that the UK isn't part of the EU anymore, that actually gives preferential treatment to UK car makers over American car makers. And we haven't seen any details about this one that he claimed on True Social that he made with Vietnam. He just said it. But we have
Wait,
no idea
hold
what
on.
it actually entails.
So,
They could have worked us
I'm
in that
talking
one
about-
also.
I want to make sure that we have our terms correct because I don't know exactly what you're saying. So when you say 90 deals in 90 days, my understanding was that we had imposed tariffs on these countries a month or two ago. We imposed tariffs on this huge fucking list of countries that came out in the press conference and said what rate we were charging them and all these countries. And so are you saying that the two deals that we made were where we got those two countries to concede to lower the tariffs on American products and then we in turn lowered their tariffs?
We
or
don't
are you saying
know.
that we're only tariffing two countries right now?
No, we
at an
don't know
increased
what
rate?
either of those. You don't know that those deals were made to lower our tariffs and lower their tariffs. We don't know.
But are we still imposing all the tariffs on foreign countries? that
No,
we
Donald
said
Trump
we would
folded on all
impose?
those tariffs 3 months ago, and now he just put them back on this week.
Right, you're talking about the pause that he was pushed to do by his.
You
cohorts
call it a
that-
pause. I call it Donald Trump folding as normal. Because as soon as the U.S.
I
bond
call
market,
it putting a pause because it put
Why
such
did he put a
shock
pause
on the
on?
market because it had such an impact on the market that economists didn't know where the market was going to swing that it dipped so many fucking points. That's why we had such
no, it's because the U.S.
decrease in
bond market
stock
started failing.
Right. It had a significant impact on the market. So to delay that, he put a pause on the tariffs, but which he did at the behest of his advisors, you know. So that's a good move right there. That gave everybody fucking room to breathe for a little bit. Now they're
So
back on.
let me get this straight. Donald Trump put tariffs on. The economy suffered, which every single economist said was going to happen. He got scared, took them off. The economy started doing better again. And you're
When you
like,
say
oh,
he got
well, he did
scared,
great.
I don't think
no,
that's a
sir.
that's a
No
valid
one
claim. He didn't
came
get
to the
scared.
table. No one showed up. All these tariffs
There
he put a
wasn't
pause
enough
on.
time for people to show up. He
3
was
months
pushed
isn't
by-
enough time.
by his advisors.
3
to put a
months isn't
pause on
enough
the
time.
tariffs. You're saying the tariffs were active for 3 months before? The
No,
pause
sir.
was
They
ever
were
put on?
they were active for 3 weeks before Donald Trump folded. Because
He didn't
he's
fold.
weak.
He was told by everyone in the room. They were
I'm sorry.
begging
Is
him
he
to
the
fucking put a
president
pause
or
on
not?
it. Yes, he is, but he still works with a cabinet, right?
Yeah, and that cabinet
He-
does what to him?
Advise him.
Gotham. So that cabinet knew that prior to freaking him putting on those tariffs that all of this was going to happen. Did he not? Did they not? Because every economist on the planet knew exactly when he put those tariffs on that all of this shit was going to happen. And then exactly what happened after he put the tariffs on happened exactly how they all told him it was going to happen. And then it happened
Every
that way,
economist
and then he
is
got
an invalid
scared.
blanket statement. It was not every economist.
No, it was just
And
all the
we
ones
were-
that matter.
No, we were told by other economists as well, that it was going to recover eventually. The economy was going to recover and it would settle.
Eventually.
There's always an initial panic in the market.
No,
anytime
no
anything
economists were
drastic
saying that.
happens.
Just Trump's administration was saying that.
No other economists outside of Trump's
I'm sorry.
personal accountant was saying
99.9% of economists were saying that. I'll put it that way.
Okay. So Trump is only listening to 0.1% of people who are telling him what
No,
he
Donald
wants
Trump
to
is
hear.
only listening to himself. Because that's the only person that Donald Trump listens to.
Donald Trump, under the advice of no one but himself, came to the conclusion that the economy would recover after the tariffs were imposed.
Correct.
That's asinine, man. That's a completely.
Oh, really? Then how come
unsubstantiated
he's
claim.
been saying it for 50 years? 45 years.
That's an unsubstantiated claim.
Yeah, he's been saying it for 45 years.
No one but
How old are
Donald
you?
Trump said the economy would recover.
How old are you?
That's not relevant.
How old are you?
It's not relevant.
I don't care if it's relevant. How old are you?
I'm not giving out my personal identifying information. It's not
You've already
relevant
said
to
how
the
old you are when you
conversation.
started the live. I just couldn't remember. How old are you?
I never stated my age. I
Yes, you
told you
did.
that I was in the military. That's all I told you.
Okay,
that I was
how old
in
are you
the
then?
military.
Because if not, then I'm going to have to
Not
kick you
relevant.
out.
I'm not answering the question. It's
All
not
right, well,
relevant.
then I'm going to have to kick you off.
Okay.
All right. But let me be very clear. No economist said that these tariffs were good. None. Zero.
No economists at all. Yep.
I'm sorry. Again, 99.9% of them. Can you show me an economist?
Unsubstantiated.
Can you show me? Yeah, easily substantiated. Easily. What are you talking about?
Your claim was that Donald Trump, under the advice of no economist, said that the
It's
economy would
insane.
recover. and he.
Sir, of
he
course the
did it
economy was
all-
going to recover eventually. The economy always recovers eventually. Kind of
Correct.
fucking
So
answers
what,
that.
What is the problem with putting a pause on the tariffs to let the economy
Sir,
recover?
I love the
briefly?
fact that he put the cause on the tariffs. I love when Donald Trump folds, okay? Literally, every time Donald Trump fails at one of the things that he's doing, it's better for the U.S. It makes me very happy that he paused the tariffs. Okay, literally every single time that Donald Trump does any folds on another thing that he does, literally the economy gets better. I love that Donald
It
Trump
makes me
folds.
very
I
happy
love
that
that.
he
I
followed
love
up
that he's
with
not
his
very. I
statement that
love
he
that
was
he's
going
not.
to
Sir,
unpause the tariffs.
sir,
and they're
I
back
love
on
that
now.
he's very not good at this. Okay. I love the least effective that Donald Trump is at his job, the better America is. So I'm thankful that he folds. I hope he folds more.
So since
Okay.
the tariffs have come back on, we've gotten multi-billion-dollar investments from foreign companies saying that they will build factories
Who?
in the United States for microchips
Who?
and fucking steel production.
Who?
And Pennsylvania steel mills have come back online.
Who?
Because we know. What do you mean who?
What
Look
companies?
at the fucking. There's a whole press release where they talk
Well,
about.
then it shouldn't
all
be
these
hard for
different
you to tell me
companies.
one company. Who?
I can't remember the names.
You can't
off the
tell
top
me
of my
one
head. If you'd
company.
like, I
All
can
these
sit
companies
here
are
and
coming back.
fucking look
All
up the
these
press
fucking
conference
companies
that I'm
are coming.
talking about.
Sir, a press conference doesn't mean fuck all. Can you please show me one company that is recently announced that they are now building in the U.S. based off of tariffs? One, just one singular company.
Yeah, you're gonna have to give me a minute to look it up.
Oh, you didn't do it
remember all
before?
this
There's
shit off the top
all
of
of
my
these
head.
companies, though, sir. There's all of these companies. How could we possibly miss? There's so many.
Hold on. All right, I'll look it up.
Sure.
You're sitting in front of a computer.
How about this?
I'm
How about
not,
this?
but-
When you look it up, I want you to go ahead and ignore these companies because I'm going to explain why, right? Honda announced they're moving back to the United States when actually they're just changing one factory away from building CRVs over to Civics. Hyundai said they're bringing steel back, but actually they announced that deal in 2019, and then they renegotiated that deal 3 years ago under the Biden administration to keep bringing steel back here. So that one also doesn't count.
All right. No,
I'm not done.
Right in front of me. I've got the
TSM
list in front of me.
All right, go ahead.
Project Stargate, led by Japan-based SoftBank and U.S.-based OpenAI, Oracle announced a $500 billion private investment in a U.S.-based AI infrastructure.
Yep.
Apple announced $500
Hold on,
billion
stop,
investment
stop.
in U.S. manufacturing and trading.
Stop.
NVIDIA, a chip-making agent, invested
You're not
$100
gonna
billion
stop.
in U.S.-based AI infrastructure.
Yes. Can you look up every single one of those, and I can show you that every single one of those was announced within the last 3 years before Trump took office. And you know what? The reason why they were announced
Really?
under the Trump's office, yeah, because of the Chips and Sciences Act. Are you familiar with the Chips and
Because this
Sciences
is
Act?
a message from the White House put out on June 2nd.
Yeah, you do realize
So
that the White
how-
House has
yeah.
no necessity to actually be truthful, correct? They can just
No-
release whatever.
No obligation to tell the truth.
Not
to
at
the White
all.
House.
Nope.
Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company announced
Literally
$100
moved here in
billion
2022 under the
investment
Chips
in
and Sciences
US-based
Act.
Chip manufacturing.
Literally moved here in literally announced that move in 2022 under the Chips and Sciences Act.
Okay,
Do you know what the Chips
It-
and Sciences Act is?
that was under Biden.
What
Yes,
was it?
It was a deal to move chip manufacturing companies away from Taiwan to the United States.
Oh,
they're
so
gonna
you don't think
buy
it's
chips
weird
from
that literally
Taiwan.
you're announcing a bunch of companies that are moving from Taiwan to the United States to build chips when literally freaking there was a bill under the Biden administration to make sure that chips came here from from Taiwan to build in the United States?
There's a lot of other companies here that are not Taiwan.
Go ahead then.
Manufacturing companies. Apple, Amazon,
Apple announced last
Gilead
year.
Science, Global Foundries, like
Who's Global Foundries? I don't know who they are.
$16 billion investment.
I didn't ask how
to
much.
boost
I said, who are they?
US-based chip
What do they
production.
do?
They produce chips, and they've announced that
More
they were
chip
building
manufacturing?
factories
Are
in
you
New
serious,
York and
dude?
Vermont.
Are you serious? More chip manufacturing? Let me give you a very quick rundown, okay? Real quick.
General Motors will announce $4 billion U.S. based manufacturing. More vehicle production in Mexico.
In Mexico?
including
Thanks.
Michigan, Kansas, and Tennessee. They're moving vehicle production from Mexico. My bad, I misspoke.
All right.
Moving
Besides a
vehicle
White House
production from Mexico
press
to the
preference,
US.
where literally, again, there is no necessity for them to be truthful. Can you please give me any evidence to show that any of these people are actually doing it?
Okay, so just not from the White House.
Again, sir, I would like somebody that actually has the ability, that actually has the necessity to be truthful, and can actually back it with evidence.
Okay, is CBS the company that has the necessity to be truthful?
If they back it with evidence.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to go through and click all their.
I will.
sources that
What does
they
CBS say?
Link in here. Okay. So CBS said since the start of Trump's second term in office, a number of corporations have announced plans to expand their production capabilities in the U.S.
What's the name of the article?
The name of the article is these companies say they're investing more in U.S. manufacturing as tariffs go into effect. April 30th, 2020.
Yep, I got it.
The announcements come as some of the Trump administration's new tariffs take effect while other import duties still pending. Although not all the companies expecting to grow their manufacturing footprint in the U.S. have directly cited the tariffs as a motivating factor, the White House has touted such.
Many trade experts are skeptical that even the threat of higher tariffs and political pressure from the White House are enough to spur companies to make such strategic moves. However, commonly they note the decision on where to locate factories hinges far more on factors including labor and energy costs, tax rates, political instability, and the regulatory environment. I'll put up on the screen for everybody. Sorry, I don't want to freaking I want to make sure that we put this up on the screen. Economists note that tariffs can help nurture emerging industries and create manufacturing jobs in sectors where consumers can easily substitute a cheaper domestic product for a higher cost foreign one. Levies on foreign imports are likely key components components in other products may also drive domestic investment. Today, however, the Trump administration tariffs have been broad-based rather than narrowly targeted support. I'm sorry, where are they saying which companies are actually moving here?
Here is a partial list of companies, large and small, that have recently announced plans to expand their manufacturing capabilities in the United States.
Yep, Apple. I can prove that they were already here, that they had already done that. Chobani,
Crazy Art, Johnson & Johnson, Honda Motor.
Johnson had already done that. Honda had already done that.
NVIDIA.
Hyundai had already done that. IBM had already done that. NVIDIA had already done that. TSMC had already literally... Sir, these are just...
Last week. This article was posted March 3rd.
Let me ask you a question. I'll make this really easy. I'll make this really easy, okay?
I'd like if you'd stop interrupting me and let me read this.
I don't care what you would like.
Excerpt from the article.
I don't care what you would like, sir. I can literally prove that every single one of them
announced for the first time in the company's history, it will be manufacturing chips and AI supercomputers in the United States. NVIDIA said in a statement that it has commissioned more than 1 million square feet of manufacturing space to build its Blackwell chips in Arizona and AI supercomputers in Texas. The company said it expects to produce up to $500 billion worth of AI infrastructure in the U.S. They announced it last week when this article was posted, March 3rd. So that was during Trump's presidency. I know you're...
Sir, when did TSMC, the maker of NVIDIA's chips... Sir, when did TSMC, the maker of NVIDIA's chips, first build their first manufacturing plant in the United States?
Are you asking when the plant was built? The plant that has yet to be built?
Yeah, it's already built. It's built in Arizona, and it opened up 2 years ago.
According to what?
According to TSMC.
What is TSMC?
One of the companies that you just quoted as moving here for the first time in the United States under Trump's tariffs.
No, I said NVIDIA.
Yeah, and who makes NVIDIA's chips, sir?
NVIDIA.
It's insane.
TSMC. Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing.
So NVIDIA announced that they will be building a new factory in the United States, and it's not NVIDIA, it's actually Taiwan chip manufacturing company.
The U.S. will start manufacturing advanced chips. This article is dated December 2024, before Trump took office and before any of his tariffs were on, and it will open as a test for the CHIPS Act. Here's in 2024, before Donald Trump took office, and shows right here how they were building all of that stuff before Trump took office. I have it on the screen for everyone to see. Here's actually a picture of the fucking plant. Here's an entire picture of the plant taken last year in Arizona. I'm literally putting a picture of this plant up on the screen for everyone to see. It's beautiful. Look at that beautiful Arizona desert. By the way, hundreds of thousands of manufacturing jobs that only require a high school diploma, but pay 6 figures. Thanks, Chips and Sciences Act.
And this is a TSMC plant, correct?
Yep.
So where is the NVIDIA plant?
I don't know. Where is it, sir? How about this? I'm going to get off the phone with you and move on to somebody else, okay? But I'm going to put this on the screen so everybody else can see, okay? You just type in this into Google. It's really fun, okay? Does TSMC make NVIDIA chips? AI overview. Yes, TSMC, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, is a major manufacturer of NVIDIA's chips. While NVIDIA designs the chips, TSMC handles the actual fabrication process. TSMC is the world's leading contract chip maker and has the advanced manufacturing capabilities to produce NVIDIA's high-end chips in large volume. So NVIDIA doesn't mass produce their own chips. They just design the chips.
What about the article from NVIDIA on April 14th, 2025 that says NVIDIA is working with its manufacturing partners to design and build factories that for the first time will produce NVIDIA AI supercomputers entirely in the U.S.?
Yeah, that's what's
now,
called,
they are
sir.
blatantly stating that they are partnering with
How many
TSMC.
factories did they announce under the Biden administration?
I don't know how many.
7. How many have they built?
How many? 7?
1.
1. Okay.
Yeah. So literally all those factories they had already
with
planned on building.
The pledge that they've
Sir,
made
all of
recently
those
to build
all of those factories that they had planned on building under the Biden administration due to Biden's policies, they're just building now. Okay? They were already planning to build them, but now they're building them. And it makes Donald Trump be able to go on stage and go, I win, because Donald Trump needs to be able to fucking do that because he doesn't actually ever win. So he needs to be able to get up on stage and go, yes, I got this. And he does that because people like you are dumb enough to follow it.
Oh, thank you. I haven't insulted your intelligence, but
you insulted your own intelligence, sir, not mine.
Oh wow, how very couth of you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Well, I'm going to turn you over because I'm pretty sure you're cooked. Thank you for your service, and I hope you have a wonderful day, all right? Oh, he hung up before I got a chance to. 1 second, y'all. All right, sorry about that. Y'all, make sure you guys are hitting that follow button, subscribe button, whichever platform you're on. Make sure you have fun with that. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to go through a couple super chats really quick, just since I missed them. I was talking to that guy for quite a while, so I want to make sure I hit a couple super chats. Hellas, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. It says, bro, this is straight facts. Get this man out of here. Sorry it took a while. I apologize. Koali, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really appreciate that. It says Netanyahu is Donnie's daddy. Yeah, it seems like that. Kind of crazy. Oh, and Koali, thank you so much for the a second $20 super chat. Obama 2028. Are we talking Michelle? Are we talking Michelle? Because I mean, I'd vote for her. I'm down. Hell yeah. And Sharif, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said, I have lost a few brain cells listening to the last caller. Thank you guys so much for the support. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, we're going to keep this thing going. Move on to the next caller. I really appreciate that. Oh, and Angie, thank you so much for the 2 jewels. I saw that over on YouTube. I appreciate that. All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. Reopen up these phone lines. You guys are absolutely awesome. If you guys would like support, and you guys, super chats are open on YouTube. I really appreciate that. I like, you guys just saw, I'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them. Usually when I have a little more time, I'll go through them even further. If you guys are on the TikTok side, I do have the little octopus gifts. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Miss Mishi, for the octopus. We are doing that. And I'm still trying to catch Ari on these subs over here. So if you guys would like to help out over there, I appreciate that also. Also, all of my pay links are in my bio if you'd like to support, as always. And Kayla, thank you so much for the $5 over on Venmo. Says Trump is throwing senile toddler tantrums. and has zero emotional regulation. Oh, I missed it. Hello, 1 second. He will listen to no one because he's incompetent, because he is incompetent and a child, and they were worried about a woman president. 100%. Thank you so much, Kayla, for the Venmo. I really appreciate that. Awesome. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I voted for him, but kind of regretting it. But I will say the one thing I still agree on is that he had wants to keep trans women out of women's sports.
Yeah, that's pretty sad, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's pretty sad that literally Donald Trump is destroying our economy and destroying our foreign relations, and you're concerned about 12 people in the NCAA in sports you don't care about.
Well, that's just the only thing I agree with.
I'm sorry?
That was just the only thing I agree with.
Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sad
Yeah,
that you're so afraid of
sad
trans
that
people
women
that,
can't-
you know, that's
it's
something
just
you agree
women
with.
have to go up against, men and who've gone through puberty and,
Mm. Well, I hope you enjoy 17 million people losing their Medicaid because you cared about 12 people.
well, we're talking about trans women in sports.
No, we're not. You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I refuse to let you make this about freaking 12 women in sports. Can you name 3 of them?
No.
Can you name what sports they played in? Or what schools they played for? Or how about what sports they played for whatsoever?
Oh, it's all over the country.
Awesome. Can you, again, there was 12 trans people in the entire NCAA that this affected. 12. So can you please name any, 3 of them, please? I'll wait. That's what I thought. Crazy. 12 people I don't care about. Ridiculous. All right, phone lines are back open. Let's keep this thing going. I really appreciate that. Someone sent me Brandon said, I can't believe you insulted him. That's rude. Brandon, you should try crying about it. I heard that helps. Thank you. And Levi, Levy, thank you so much for the 10 thumbs up, for the 10 jewels. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I think so.
Awesome. Real quick. Praharsh, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Also, I said the big bitchy bill is taking rights out of the citizens, as far as oversight of AI and chip manufacturing. The White House documents don't mean anything. We need more data from real sources. Hell yeah, Praharsh. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I'm still not sure I got your name right, but I think it's Praharsh. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. All right. Anyways, why do you support Trump?
Oh, I generally tend to support politicians that lean more fiscally conservative, I think.
Awesome.
But I'm registered independent, so I'll swing either way. It doesn't really matter.
Awesome. So Donald Trump added $8.4 trillion to the national debt, more than any president in 4 years in American history. By the time he had left, he had added a third of the national debt that existed. He's already added $4 trillion to the national debt. So exactly how is Donald Trump a fiscal conservative?
Yeah, dude. I mean, that's honestly my biggest critique of his right now.
But you said you support him.
Totally fair point. Yeah, I do.
So you say you support him because you are fiscal
okay.
conservative, but he is far from a fiscal conservative.
I guess better way to frame it is most fiscally conservative of the options available maybe would be a little bit more accurate. I definitely would change a lot of his spending habits for sure in a big way. Not happy with a lot of it, but compared to the alternatives, I think it was
Biden spent
a clear choice
less than half of what he did. What are you talking about?
What's that? Say that again.
Biden added less than half of the national debt than Trump did. What are you talking about according to the compared to the alternatives?
Well, this national debt I think that you're talking about is debt over time. It hasn't been added quite yet.
All presidential debt that we talk about is debt over time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when we approve debt in the net, you should know this, shouldn't you? Aren't you a fiscal conservative?
Is this how we're going to do this?
No,
I'd love to have a civil conversation.
I'm trying to. I'm also trying to have an intelligent one. I'm waiting for you to catch up. Okay. When we talk about presidential debt, we're talking about approved debt over 10 years. When you talk about Donald Trump's debt, it was $8.4 trillion over 10 years.
Yeah.
We talk about Biden's is $4.3 trillion over 10 years. And now Donald Trump has now added another $4 trillion over the next 10 years. Okay. So obviously it's over time. We always talk about over time. We don't talk about just the debt that was added during that presidency because presidents approved debt over 10 years.
Good. So we're on the same page.
Are we?
Sounds like it. Right? Yeah,
so again, sir, if you're talking about voting for people...
My biggest criticism of him is his spending habits.
Gotcha, sir. So you support Trump because he's a fiscal conservative, yet your biggest criticism of him is that he's not in any way a fiscal conservative. Got it.
His platform was more fiscally conservative than any of the other Republican frontrunners.
Sir, he was already president. Mm-hmm. He was already the least fiscal conservative president of any president in American history. Mm-hmm. And you voted for him again.
Well, I mean, we all know that our budget grows incrementally. Every president I want to say since late 70s, has added to our debt. It grows. The ballooning problem, we all are aware of this. The interest is accruing, and it's ballooning either way you look at it. I don't think the Democratic candidate would have offered any difference that way.
Yeah, even though Democrats literally are better.
The Republican candidate, we got a little bit more leeway, I guess, a little bit more breathing room in terms of federal spending. And personally, I'd rather see government I have no problem with government spending, but I'd just rather it be done, at a decentralized level. I like to see it at the state level and the local level. So the
federal government spending is at an all-time high right now.
The changes in staffing, the changes in the
federal government spending is at an all-time high right now.
With. Yeah, we've eliminated a lot of federal positions that I don't think needed to be there,
and
I
yet
think that's a good
federal
start.
funding
It's more than
is
anyone's
still
else has done.
at an all-time high right now.
Agreed. Big problem.
Yeah, you might be the worst fiscal conservative I've ever heard in my life.
Why is that?
Because you literally are just supporting the exact opposite of fiscal conservatism. Because I don't really have a huge problem with actual fiscal conservative.
What was my other option? Kamala Harris?
Yes. Literally somebody who is literally more fiscally conservative than Donald Trump is. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Socially much more liberal, but fiscally way more conservative.
Really?
Yes.
You got some facts to back that one up?
Yeah, her entire platform.
Well, that's not a fact. That's a bit of a generality. Could you be more specific?
Yeah, so literally when she talked about freaking not raising any tax for the middle class, increasing taxes on the upper class to help pay for some of the social safety nets that were already...
That is not fiscal.
I am in the middle of fucking talking.
Come on, Polly. You know that's not fiscal conservatism.
No, I didn't say it was fiscal conservatism. I said it's way more fiscally conservative than Donald Trump, whose entire plan is... Sorry, if you cut me off again, I swear to God, I will hang up on you the next word you say in the middle of my sentence.
Uh-oh.
Thank you. Okay? I'm here to talk to adults, not children. Awesome. I didn't say she was a fiscal conservative. She's not. I said she was more fiscally conservative than Donald Trump. Donald Trump's plan is drop taxes for everybody, keep spending at the same exact rate or higher rate. That is as far
Dropping
from...
tax. All right.
I'm a man of my word. I said you talk in the middle of my sentence one more time, I'm hanging up on you. That was easy. All right, we're opening up the phone lines again. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. It's not difficult. I was very, very specific. Hello, how are you?
Hey, how you going?
Hi, I'm doing very well. How old are you?
I'm 45.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I'm from Australia, so I just primarily have questions for you and the American people.
Well, hey, I really appreciate that, but I'm not really trying to answer questions right now. I'm actually trying to have banter with Trump supporters, but I do appreciate you, all right?
No worries, mate. All the best to you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Pretty good. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
I'm 20.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I love Trump.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because I'm not a nigger.
All right. Well, any other reason?
Not just because I'm not a nigger.
Where'd you go? I had more questions for you. Where'd you go? Why do the racists always run away? Hello, how are you?
Hello. What's
Hi.
up?
Not too much. How old are you?
I'm 23.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
I support Trump because I was a Democrat previous election, and I just think that as someone who's kind of lower income and kind of struggling right now, he has a lot of kind of good things for me currently right now.
Like what?
Good policies. Like you're a fucking nigger, fuck you, coon, and you're a piece of shit. You know that? You're a piece of shit. You spout hate.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
3 hours.
Hey, can I ask you a question real quick?
No, dude. No, I'm gonna let
No,
you
real
have
quick.
it for a second.
No, just real quick. How does it feel to have your parents being related?
Dude, you are a.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Just. Yeah, you guys aren't even good at freaking being racist assholes. Like, be better. Like, if you're gonna do it, be better at it. You're not even good at it. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Awesome. How old are you?
29. I think our call got disconnected a couple of minutes ago. There's a bit of a delay, so it's tough for me to not interrupt. I just like a little bit of grace there. I'm not intentionally trying to interrupt you. I'm just waiting for you to finish and hoping that I'm not interrupting with the delay that's here.
All right, so well, it's not my problem if you have bad internet connection.
Okay. I live in rural Colorado. We're doing the best we can.
Again, not my problem.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, sir, when I did not in any way say that Kamala Harris was a fiscal conservative. I said she was more fiscally conservative than Donald Trump is, because Donald Trump is the exact opposite of a fiscal conservative. He is lowering taxes for the rich while spending more. Kamala Harris wanted to raise taxes on the rich while spending the exact same. That is more fiscally conservative than Donald Trump is. So yes, when you're talking about the options between two people, yes, Kamala Harris is a better option.
The idea of lowering taxes on upper income, not only individuals, but small businesses, medium-sized businesses, the idea of lowering taxes is to incentivize growth. And what we actually saw in Trump's first term was after lowering taxes for the upper class and small businesses and business owners across the country, we saw an increase in tax revenue as a direct result of lowering taxes, because now businesses are incentivized to do more business.
It's actually not true in the slightest.
Not only, excuse me?
That's not true. The reason why we saw an increase in tax revenue was due to tariff revenue.
Well, there was a lot of reasons, but we did
No,
see
that was the reason.
Increase. No, tariffs are a separate line item.
Yeah, exactly. They are a very separate line item. They're a very separate line item, and what you just said is a complete lie.
I'm referencing specifically the tax revenue that was accumulated as a result of deregulations of small businesses.
All right, awesome. Can you show me that?
Yeah, can you give me 1 second?
Sure.
Okay. Hold on. How's your day going, Paulie? Give me 1 second here. Here we go. This is from 19. I'm talking about Trump's first term. I think I already said that. Investors Business Daily. This is IBD Digital.
Awesome. Where can I find that?
Investors.com. It's an article from 2019. Looks like February 8th. So last time it was updated.
So your data from this is 6 years old?
I'm talking about 2019. This is data from his first term, which is
2019 would be
we
6 years ago.
We haven't seen direct results from tax cuts in this term, so I'm referencing the impact of the tax cuts from the first term, and that's
February 19. That would have been 1 year, so that still would have been under his temporary tax cuts, and doesn't even include the fact that those temporary tax cuts were exited after 2 years. So why don't we look at what it actually was across all of his tax cuts?
Well, I'm talking specifically about the impact on tax revenue after income tax cuts, specifically corporate income taxes.
Sir, here's what I'll tell you that for sure that we saw, okay? What we didn't see was an increase in manufacturing according to Donald Trump's tax cuts. We didn't see expansion of companies due to Donald Trump's tax cuts. We didn't see an increase in hiring due to Donald Trump's tax cuts. We didn't see any of the things that you're talking about that actually would have created that revenue. Okay.
Well, Paulie, you just told me this was an outright lie, and I provided you with some data, and instead
you tried to meet data from literally less than 12 months after he had an 8-year tax cut. You provided me with data from 6 years ago.
I'm providing with data from the middle of his first term, Paulie.
Yes, but his tax cuts didn't
take. Is the data wrong, or what are we arguing?
His tax cuts didn't start till 2018. So literally, you're showing me data from. I'm sorry, you said they started in 2019?
No, the article is from 2019.
Right. So exactly what I said a year after his data, after the tax cut started, we've already completed 7.5 years of 8 years of his tax cuts. We have all of the data. Why are you going back 6 years?
Well, you don't get to disqualify the data that way. Is this data wrong?
100% get to. I don't even know what the data says. I don't need to see what the data says to know that freaking I can disqualify that data. Yeah. Why don't you show me current data?
No. This is valid data from.
How is it valid data, sir?
It doesn't need to be from last week.
It doesn't. How about from last year?
Of a piece of legislation.
How about from last year?
Order. From last year?
Sure.
2024?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll take data from that.
That's not what we're talking about here.
Yes, we are. We're talking about Donald Trump's tax cuts. And again, last year would have been 6 to 7 years into his tax cuts. So you should be able to easily show me within like 2024, 2023 data on how these tax cuts had an increase in tax revenue.
Why do you get to pick the year that the data is good? This is
because, sir, the tax cuts went in on January 1st, 2018. It is now currently 2025. That is old data. I want new data.
No, my argument was that the tax cuts in his first term resulted in an increase in tax revenue in the first term. You said that's a lie. I provided you with data. I'm confused now. You're moving goalposts.
Okay. Well, if you think so, then I'm really glad I hung up on you the first time.
All right. Here we go again. Can't handle it, huh?
Sir, your little can you handle it thing doesn't do anything to me. I really couldn't give a shit.
I mean, you're moving the goalposts.
Either provide current data or fuck off. Like, honestly.
I provided you data, and then you actually discounted the data before you even read it.
4, 3, 2, 1. Yes, I'm discounting the data, and it's perfect to discount the data before I read it because I don't even know what the data says. I just know it's outdated. Whether it's in my favor or against my favor does not matter because it's outdated.
No. Okay. Data is not outdated when it's a historical reference, Paulie. That's not how this works.
Yes, when we have 7.5 years of data on how those tax cuts helped or gave revenue, and you want to give me... Okay. Hey, bud. Okay. I hope that you have a wonderful day. Don't call me back again, okay?
Oh no, can't handle it.
Oh, you're right. I don't care. That doesn't bother me, sir. I'm not a child like you, okay?
Okay.
All right. Goodness gracious. Guys, if you think the little like, oh, you're afraid thing is going to bother me, it really does not mean a damn thing to me. Oh my God, it could not mean less to me. Like, honestly, I'm grown. I do not have time for your bullshit, okay? Anyways, guys, the tax cuts freaking created all this tax revenue. All right, cool. Show me how the tax cuts gave tax revenue. I can give you data from 6 years ago. What? That doesn't even make any sense. Anyways, all right, y'all, we're going to keep this thing going. Really appreciate it. We're going to open up these phone lines. Y'all, if you guys are on the YouTube side, please make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep this going as long as I'm not bored. That's really it. Once I get bored, I'll just leave. I don't really care. But if you'd like to support, I do have super chats open. I'll put them up on the screen. We'll talk about them. I might have gotten one that I actually need to put up. Oh yeah, Prahar said you got the name right. Cheers, cheers, Stern Stance. Really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. But if you guys like to support, super chats are a great way to do it on YouTube. If you're on the TikTok side, I have my pay links open, which is also which are in my link tree, which is also great. I'm also working on the little octopus goal too. So if either one of those you'd like to support, I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. All right, phone lines are back up, and let's keep this thing going. Hello, how are you?
How's it going? I was wondering if you could call some people who don't support Trump.
No, not really, but I appreciate you.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up something that's painfully obvious to anyone who's paying attention.
Yeah, not interested. Like I said, not interested. But thank you so much anyway. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you? Howdy, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How old are you?
28.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
I voted for Trump, yeah, and I don't necessarily want to say that I 100% support each individual person. I like individual things about both of them, and I have a unique background where I actually used to work for the Department of Homeland Security, part of their intel and anti-terrorist organization. And I think I'm a little more interested in why people aren't talking more about government corruption and the clear connection between both the Democrats that are currently running and the people that are currently in office.
Yeah, I'm not really interested in conspiracy theory shit, to be completely honest with you.
It's not about the conspiracy. I mean, we have blatant cover-ups about Epstein and stuff, and both people are completely ignoring it, just like they did back a long time ago with other people that were in the government doing all kinds of stuff. And this is why I personally left the government, because you have people that we keep voting in that are promising to do stuff and aren't taking anything seriously. I see a lot more of that come from the Democratic side.
Oh, okay. Then you're not paying attention at all. So.
Well, no, I'm sorry. Well, what's your background though? Like, what did you do for?
My background is I'm not interested in your fucking conspiracy theory shit, which I already fucking said.
Well, no, hold on. This all comes back around to you voting in people who are specifically working with different companies overseas to move money around.
Sir,
and take money
can I,
us
sir?
in the US.
You know what I think about different companies moving money around? Like, truthfully, is
Why
that
would
I
know
don't
you
give a
wouldn't?
shit about any of the things you're saying whatsoever. Okay? And I don't
That's
want
the
to
reason
hear
why
it.
People didn't vote for the Democrats. Do you not
Sir, I'm not a
understand that?
Democrat. I don't give a shit.
I don't care if you're a Democrat or not. Neither
Then why
am
are
I.
you bringing
Neither
up
am I a
Democrats like
Republican.
I care?
Because Kamala Harris ran as a Democrat underneath a
Cool.
bunch of
Nobody
people
gives a
that
shit. Do you have
ruined
anything
our
outside of
government.
conspiracy theories to talk about? Because if not, I'm just going to move
I
on to
do.
the next person.
So during the Biden administration, at the airports in the United States, we replaced the AITs, which is a sound.
I guess not. All right, we'll keep this thing moving. Really appreciate that. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How old are you?
29.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yeah.
Why is that?
My father's an immigrant, and I'm a fan of the way he handled the immigration crisis. I think my dad had a pretty good view on it, and I like to think that Trump is actually doing a solid to the people that do immigrate to this country legally, and I'm a big fan of that.
He's doing a big solid to them by deporting them?
He's deporting illegal immigrants.
No, he's deporting people that came here legally. They just got the approval to deport 50,000 people that were here in this country under temporary legal status, people that came here legally. He's already deported people that were here under student visas, people that are here under work visas, people that have come here under temporary legal status. And literally, like, has already talked about denaturalizing U.S. citizens, has talked about ending birthright citizenship. So literally denaturalizing U.S. citizens. So how is he doing that?
Status is, or temporary, residency is a very finite thing.
I didn't ask if it was finite. Is it legal?
What's that? Temporary residency?
Temporary legal status. If you come here under temporary legal status, did you come here legally?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so when we're talking about who Donald Trump is deporting, he is deporting people who came here legally. So I'm asking you how he's doing a solid to people that came here legally by deporting them.
Yeah, I can answer that question. The people that came, that I think you're referring to, are the people that were released into the interior of the United States on, temporary residency, given that they had a court date to appear for asylum approval.
Nope, not who I'm talking about.
Who are you talking about?
I'm sorry, sir. Are you making the claim that you are trying to have this conversation with me and you don't even know what I'm talking about?
Maybe you could be a little bit more clear.
I made it incredibly clear. Literally, he just got the approval to deport 50,000 people from Honduras and Nicaragua who were here under temporary legal status.
How were they granted that temporary legal status?
Legally. Why does that matter?
What do you mean? Why does it matter?
Because you said you only support people that come here legally. So if they're here under legal status because they came here legally, then you should be very upset about people who came here legally and are here legally being deported, when you said that you freaking that Donald Trump is giving a solid to people that are here legally, that cared to come here legally, that are being deported. So which one is it, sir? If they're here under temporary legal status, they're here legally, they came here legally, shouldn't you be freaking very pissed off that they came here legally and that they are still here legally and Donald Trump is deporting them?
No,
why does it matter how they came here legally?
Let me tell you why. The people that you're referencing were people that were granted legal temporary residency. I'm not disputing that.
They were not. I've already said it's not temporary legal residency. I've already stated that very clearly 3 times. No one was granted residency that I'm talking about.
I'm asking you then to be more specific about what legal status these people were granted. So we're talking about the right group of people.
Sir, I'm asking you why you were upset about people here that are here under legal status.
I explained it to you. What happened in 2020 was a change in executive policy that changed a small piece of the system. The way it worked in years past, including under the Obama administration, was somebody arrived at the border seeking asylum. They would apply for that asylum. They were given a court date, however long down the road, depending on the load of the court system. They would remain outside of the United States until that set court date, where they would appear and would be granted asylum status if that's what the courts decided. In 2020, when Biden was elected, there was an executive order passed down that changed the policy to what was called catch and release. So what ended up happening...
All right, let me stop you right there, because this is such bullshit.
Showed up to the
there was never a policy. Can you please show me the... No, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Instead of being rejected
5,
at the border and
4,
given a court date...
3, 2, 1. Can you please show me the Biden policy that was catch and release?
Yeah, give me 1 second.
Sure, no problem. Thank you.
Okay. All right. And what happened was...
Nope, I don't want to hear a single word from you outside of this is the executive order that was catch and release, please. Thank you.
Okay, give me a word. Hold on tight, please.
I got all the time in the world.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up.
I'm not talking to you.
I'm trying to find the exact reference for the executive order.
You take as much time as you want.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much, the octopus. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I literally have all day. So I have
I'm glad to
literally
hear
no,
that.
I'm not
Just trying
talking to you.
find
You
good.
sir, again, the words out of your mouth are executive order XXYY, whatever you have.
Okay,
Everything
well,
outside that, I'm not talking to you.
gotcha.
Okay?
Sorry, we're sharing a phone call. I didn't mean to offend you.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not offended. I just know that you're not going to find it. So I have all the time in the world because the executive order doesn't exist. So I'm just going to wait for you to figure that out on your own. Anyways, while he's trying to figure that out, that it doesn't exist because there is no catch and release executive order under Biden, and there was no catch and release policy under Joe Biden. Literally, the entire policy that immigration policy under Joe Biden was the exact same as it was under Donald Trump, with the removal of one executive order that was shot down under the Supreme Court that was called inhumane. There is absolutely no difference in between them. And so he's going to sit here and just keep spinning and spinning and spinning, trying to find this executive order that does not exist. And the reason why he's trying to find it right now, okay, is because, sir, I am again not talking to you.
Okay.
The only words out of your mouth here, I will listen for two things. One is the executive order that you have for me, or two is I lied. I have no idea what I'm talking about, and there was no executive order. Whenever you're ready to tell me either of those two things, then I'll be ready to listen, okay? Awesome. Thank you. See, there was none of this policy, right? Because the exact same immigration policy that we've had in this country has been the same since the 60s, right? And it just barely changed in the 80s for, a little bit of an update or whatever. But there is no catch and release policy, okay? Because it doesn't exist. All right. So I'm just waiting for this guy to figure that out. And he's taking longer than normal. Normally, they have figured out that they don't know what they're talking about by now, but...
Thought you had all day.
Oh, you ready?
No, I thought you had a lot of time.
I figure since
I
you're
can rush
talking,
if
you have my executive order ready for me.
Yikes.
No? Okay. That's all good. Anyways, if you guys like support, I only need 8 more octopus on the TikTok side. And again, if you guys would like to support on the YouTube side, I do have super chats open. I like to put them up on the screen. John, thank you so much for the $3 over on Cash App. Said your show has helped me through tough times. I'm really happy to hear that. I really appreciate that. Your guys' support really does help me to keep doing this every single day. So thank you guys so much for being here and for supporting. Make sure you hit that like button, that subscribe button. We do this every single day, except for Thursdays. That's my day off. And also next weekend might be a little off because I am having surgery on Thursday. So I might be recouping for a few days before I'm able to get back on. But besides that, we do this every single day. So I'll see you guys pretty much all days. Thank you so much, the octopus. I appreciate that. But yeah, I love to take the super chats, put them on the screen, talk about. Have you found my executive order yet? No. Okay. Just wondering.
You ready for me?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Okay. Would you like me to read an excerpt?
No, I just want the executive order.
Okay. Here we go.
What's the name of the executive order?
Well, executive orders don't always have names, Folly.
What's the number then?
They're usually sweeping bits of direction, more like memos.
Awesome.
So
name, number, whatever you'd like to give me. I don't mind.
Well, it doesn't sound like you're aware, but there isn't usually numbers. They're not pieces of legislation.
Gotcha.
Is that news?
No, I'm just still waiting for you to give me some identifiable bit of information on it.
I thought you wanted a number.
I don't give a shit what you give me, sir.
Okay.
How can I identify this executive order?
You actually told me only to give you a number, and then now I'm telling you there isn't a number.
All right, this guy is not worth my time. Anyways, you have exactly 5 seconds to give me an executive order from Donald Trump and some way to identify it, or I'm hanging up the phone, okay?
It's from Biden.
Sweet.
The presidential proclamation is issued by President Biden to temporarily suspend the entry of certain non-citizens across the U.S. southern border in the complementary joint interim final rule, the IFR, issued by DHS and DOJ, have now been in effect for 3 weeks. This was a change that happened in 2021. This was post the beginning of his
It
term.
literally just said
and after
they're
pressure began increasing.
suspending it. So they're
Can I finish?
stopping. No, you can tell me what the name of this is so I can find it so I can put it up on the screen. That is what you
Last
can do.
time I presented you with data, Paulie, you hung up the phone.
I don't know who you are.
This is the third time I've called tonight.
Oh.
You hung up.
I have no idea who you are.
Times. Uh-huh.
It makes sense that I hung up on you. You know nothing.
Do you want me to give you the link exactly? It's from DHS.gov.
I want you to give me the executive order.
Okay. I can start reading it again, and maybe you don't interrupt me this time.
No, you can just tell me where it is so I can put it on the screen.
I just asked you if you wanted the link, and you said no.
Sure, what's the link?
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, DHS.gov.
DHS.gov is not where we find
archive.
executive orders. The executive orders would be under either whitehouse.gov or usually congress.gov within the archives. So DHS.gov would not be where we find executive orders because executive orders come from the executive branch.
And argue like a man. How about you open the link and argue?
And
like
you are really crybaby, aren't you? You said I hung up on you?
Big crybaby.
All right, cool. I'm going to remember your number so I hang up on you for the rest of the night, okay?
Yeah, I bet you.
All right, cool. Anyways, just let you know if you're in the same area code as that guy, I'm just not answering the phone the whole time. That dude is fucking weird. 3 times he's called in. Yeah, again, I just said I was hanging up on you. You weirdo. Are you trying to hit on me? Is that what it is? Hello, how are you?
Hey man, this is Praharsh from the chat. I wanted to see if you could give me an opportunity, just a little bit of a platform for kind of bringing out some more information about some of the things that are being talked about. Just so we have solid information out there.
Not for long, but I'll give you a quick second and then you can go.
All right. So one of the things is when we're talking about things like NVIDIA processors and AI manufacturing and things, we have to understand that when we're talking about manufacturing, all of those resources are being resourced from China. We don't make profit off of it in the United States. The reason being that they're rare earth materials like neodymium and ognesium that are used as alloys to be able to manufacture these. Okay, so even manufacturing sector, that goes away. NVIDIA does not manufacture, they only design. And their biggest plants are throughout Asia and some parts of Africa. Okay, so that's one thing that has to be out there. And these are solid facts. You can research them, that this is exactly what it is. You can look it up on even places like NPR broadcast this daily.
Good first fact. I'll give you one more fact. Go for it.
So so those are the big ones. And then as far as immigration goes, yes, you're absolutely right that they have been revoking citizenship even from people who have legal permanent resident citizenship or even valid U.S. passports. And it has been done for people who are up to more than just under 5 years of citizenship status within the United States. They've already been revoking them, and he has made it very clear. So what you're talking about is justifiable. And the last thing I will just say is that I highly support your way of carrying this. I know a lot of people are getting mad at you about being disrespectful or rude or anything, but dude, the MAGA guys have been disrespectful for the longest time anyways. It's just giving them a taste of their own medicine. It's fine.
I really appreciate that, man. Don't worry, man. No matter how I conduct this thing, people are going to get mad.
It's
and
okay. Let them get mad.
Exactly. That's what you have to understand.
Don't do shit to me.
When you understand from the get-go that it does not matter how I run this thing, someone's going to get mad about it, then people being mad really just stops bothering you. You know what I'm saying?
As a scientist and a researcher myself, as a small business owner myself, I understand the implications of everything here.
Yep.
Okay. Insane. And I get this from a scientific perspective. So that's why I wanted to bring out those facts of actual elements that we are going to be sourcing from other countries, no matter what happens.
100%.
So it really doesn't change shit to us.
It doesn't. And sorry, did it Praharsh?
Yes.
Is that how you say it?
Yep.
Okay,
you're right.
Cool. I'm sorry. I was so scared to mess up your name. I hate messing up your names. I found that very disrespectful.
No, it's all good.
So I was trying my best,
good.
man. I'm so sorry, but thank you so much for coming up with that info.
Yeah,
like really,
the name means ecstatic happiness.
Ecstatic happiness. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I love that. Can we get W's in chat for ecstatic happiness that just came up? Just laying down the facts in my live. I absolutely love that. Can we get big W's in both the chats for that? 100%. And thank you so much for coming up here and saying that stuff, man. I really appreciate it. Plus, it's a great break from the people I've been talking to actually have some intelligence, coming up here and speaking facts. So I really appreciate you, brother.
Thanks, man. I'll be here supporting you. Okay.
Thanks a lot, man. Have a good one. Again, W's in chat. Ecstatic happiness. That's so great. That's freaking. That's like my name is so not cool compared to that. Like my name is so not cool with that. Shay, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I really, really appreciate that. Said showing support. I love your show. Thank you so much, Shay, for that. I'm gonna leave that one up for a second, but I gotta get back to it. And Maze, thank you so much for the $2 super chat. I really appreciate that. Said keep up the good work. Thank you guys so much. I'm gonna put this one back up. I'm gonna leave it up for a second. Just let it hang out just for a bit, but. That's really awesome. All right, we're going to open up these phone lines, keep this thing going. If I, that dude is still trying to call me back. That's so weird. Hello, how are you?
Great, how are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 32.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
No, but I did want to discuss that while I don't agree with him and I don't support him, I understand everything that's going on with immigration at the moment.
I don't understand.
Correct. So, as far as the huge things that are going on with immigration raids and the deportations, I wanted to kind of discuss the point of with the borders having been so widely open, if we think about America first, I can understand why the mass deportations and why everything is so severe on ICE at the moment.
So let's be very clear. The borders weren't open and there is not a mass deportation happening right now.
No, as far as the ICE raids.
What about them? You just support that communities are being disrupted, that innocent people are being freaking attacked by masked men and without uniforms and without badges who won't identify themselves?
Not necessarily that. I see that for a while, right? Under the Biden administration, the borders, in a sense, were, everybody could kind of come in unfiltered.
Wrong.
And through parole programs that would tell people, hey, you come in for 2 years, but you have to go back. However, given that we had a mass influx of 10 million people that came in the last 4 years.
Also wrong.
And no, that is correct.
No, it's
And
not.
so
How many
now
undocumented immigrants are in the country right now?
well, like I said, I can't give you that exact number, but in the last 4 years, through the Biden administration, that is a fact. We had 10 million people enter. So
No, there's
with all
11.6 million estimated undocumented immigrants in this country, and that's over the last 50 years. Under the Biden administration, an estimated 1.7 million have come into the country, which is up from Donald Trump's first administration, which is just under a million. It ranges between 800 and 900,000, depending on which source you look at. So no, 10 million people did not come into the country illegally under
do
the
you
Biden
agree?
administration.
No.
Trump under the Biden administration. Also, by that same logic, there has been more deportations under the Biden administration than there were in the Trump's first administration, and there was more deportations last year than there are under the Trump administration this year, even if you cut it in half. Okay, so again, all of those things you're talking about is not happening. The border was not open. Okay,
Actually, people were being allowed to come in very easily, especially under the CBP One app. So thus really creating a huge backlog program with the people that were in already trying to do things the legal and the lawful way.
What was the CBP
People
One
were
program
entering
for?
unlawfully I'm sorry?
What was CBP One? Do you even know? First of all, who created
Custom Border
CBP One?
Well, it was an application that was created. I can't tell you exactly who, but it was a way for people to schedule appointments to come to the border. They didn't have to show any kind of record or documentation. All they had to say
Wrong.
was that they stated fear. No, that is correct, of coming in.
Wrong.
And so.
Yeah,
okay,
so the CBP One app was created under the Trump administration in his first term. Let's start there. Second of all, the CBP-1 app was an ability to relieve the Border Patrol, okay? So it was an ability for people to apply for asylum before they got to the border, all right? So
But
therefore,
no, they weren't applying for
yes,
asylum.
they
were
were,
just
sir.
eh,
Yes, they were, ma'am. I'm sorry, you're wrong. But the CBP-1 app allowed them to submit all of their paperwork to prove their credible fear and then
what do
to...
you consider all of
Ma'am,
the
I am
paperwork?
still
Because
trying
a
to
lot of
explain
people,
CBP-1 app to you. I
no,
promise you,
nobody
you'll
had to
probably...
do a credible fear interview.
Yeah, all asylum seekers have to do that. So let me finish my sentence.
No,
Okay, I'm
no,
not
absolutely not.
asking
That
your
is
opinion. I
no,
am
no, no. But
informing
I'm not.
you, ma'am. I am informing you of what's happening. I'm not asking for your like whether or not facts are real. Okay. This is not what we do on my app.
The
We don't
fact
talk
is
about
that
the
people do
fact
not
is that
have to
CBP-1 was
no.
as an app used for asylum seekers to show their credible fear and have their background check done before they got to the border. That way, by the time they got to a border, they could schedule an appointment at the border because asylum
How
seeking
are
under
people getting
U.S.
their
law.
criminal
Do you, ma'am,
background
how old did
checks
you say you were?
done? I'm 32.
All right. At any point in time, are you going to start acting like it and let me finish my sentence?
No, same to you. Because it is not a fact that people had to go through
Ma'am,
the
I
credible
am
fear
not
interview
listening to your
schedule.
opinion. I am in the middle of a sentence which you have cut me off on 4 times. I am going to finish my statement whether you're here or not. You have the choice to either let me do it while you're here or I hang up on you and I do it anyway. Awesome.
Okay.
Thank you. So the CBP-1, oh, there you go. She has hung up for me. That's very easy. So for the rest of the people that actually want to learn anything about the CBP-1 app, the CBP-1 app was actually for asylum seekers. See, Border Patrol was very inundated with asylum seekers, and they didn't really have the ability to, to handle all of them. So the CBP-1 app was used so that people could have a credible fear determination before they showed up, to have a background check before they showed up. That way, by the time they showed up, they were allowed to actually have their court date and to actually be allowed in the United States under temporary protected status without having to go through the entire process at the border. That's all I was trying to say. Very sorry that she couldn't handle that. Must be rough living life like that. I was actually talking very calmly to her too. Please read your super chat. Did I miss your super chat? I'm sorry. Sorry, Alex. Alex said, "Can you shout out my friend Seth Rhino Horn 7?" Okay, I have no idea who that is, but shout out Seth. Woohoo! Thank you so much for the Canadian dollar Euro super chat. I really appreciate that. Shout out Seth, wherever you're at, Seth. I don't know who you are, but shout out to Seth. Hell yeah. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing all right, sir. About to sell.
I'm doing great. How old are you?
Okay. Let me put my Bluetooth in real quick.
All right.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes. How old are you?
37.
Awesome. Do you support Trump?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why do you support Trump?
Man, I was doing research, right? This is right after Barack got elected. And what switched me from the Democrats was actually I was getting taxed. I was working for Chrysler in 2008 to 2013. And I was always working 12 hours a day. 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. Under Bush, I was getting taxed about 27% because it's a lot of hours to put you in a different tax bracket. But after 2000 and I would say 10, I don't know, I ain't never researched what Obama did. I started getting taxed 43%. So I started doing a history of the Democrats. As a black guy, you always thought Democrats evil. 2 things you born is fucking Democratic and Christian. So I just started doing the research and I realized we started voting for them about 60 years ago, during Lyndon B. Johnson. Before that, we was always Republican because it was the Democrats who was the South. It was the Democrats who created Jim Crow, segregation, who fought so hard to keep it. In Georgia, where blacks had the majority of the governing factors, they fucking hired the
Yes.
KKK.
There was a party switch. So what's up?
Yeah. And so the reason I like Trump now, because I haven't seen, it ain't even I support Trump just so much. It's just he was a better candidate than Kamala.
How?
Definitely, Kamala didn't run on no type of platform or what she was gonna do.
I'm sorry, she didn't run on no. Yes, she did.
She didn't. I don't remember one policy that she actually said that was legitimate. And when I lived in California,
Hold on. Yes, she did. I mean, for the fact that she had only 3 months to run, she ran on plenty of things, including making sure that the middle class didn't pay any more taxes.
She started saying that after Trump did.
No, she started saying that regardless. She said she was going to raise the taxes on the top 1% and on large corporations, and she was going to continue to not make sure that middle class people had to pay any more taxes, and that actually she was going to use that money from the upper class raising tax cuts to fund things for the middle and lower classes. So that wasn't anything that had to do anything with Trump.
Yeah, I don't believe her. She a liar.
So gotcha. So you have now changed your stance from she didn't say anything that mattered to she said plenty of things that mattered and you just didn't believe her.
Yeah, that's more.
Okay, so you're a liar from the first time, right?
Nah. I remember her saying that, but I didn't believe her, and I remember Trump saying at first that he was going to get rid of taxes for everybody under 200,000. That he was going to cut wages. But he didn't do that. I mean, yeah, not yet.
No, his tax bill's already passed. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, but I mean, no tax on tips is in there. That's like big.
No tax on tips is a left-wing policy that was already discussed under Bernie Sanders and was the first one to introduce it. And it caps out at $20,000, which is not even enough for even your normal waitress to last a quarter of the year.
I mean, but yeah, Bernie ran on it, but Biden didn't pass it. Well, that's a good point. Bernie did ran on it, and if Bernie ran this time, I would have voted for Bernie. It was a lot of people that I would have voted for that wasn't Trump or Kamala.
But again, sir, Donald Trump did not take away your taxes for people making under 200,000. He lied.
No, I said that's what he ran on. I didn't say he did.
He lied.
I mean, he still has 3 years in a.
His tax bill just passed, and his tax bill will last for the next 8 years. He lied.
Okay, but he still got 3 years to pass another bill.
Sir, I don't think you understand how tax bills work. He already passed the tax bill. The tax bill will last for the next 8 years.
Okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding how tax bills work.
And again, that is only those only tips that are cash tips on top of that. So,
okay, but this
which
is
they weren't
another
even
point
claiming anyway.
About Democrats, they haven't done nothing. They pander for our vote every single time it comes to the.
I'm not a Democrat. I couldn't care about Democrats.
Yeah, I know. As a lifelong Democrat until like 2011, they pander to the black folks, and they don't never do nothing for it. They got the majority leadership in every of the worst cities in America. They got the toughest gun laws, and the crime is still rampant. And it's been getting progressively worse since the 60s. If you look at the statistics.
Sure, I'm not a Democrat. I'm not up here to freaking go for the Democratic Party and be like, "Woo, Democrats!" I really couldn't give a shit about Democrats whatsoever. But voting for Donald Trump because you don't like Democrats is just dumb. Okay, saying that because Democrats have not done all the things that they were supposed to do, which they haven't.
They didn't do nothing.
I mean, they've done tons of stuff, but not as much as they should have, and I'll literally agree with that. Like, as far as when it comes to black people, but saying, "Hey, because the Democrats haven't done all the things that I wanted them to do, I'm going to vote for the literal racists," is crazy.
Nah, he ain't no racist.
He literally had dinner with Nick Fuentes, a known white supremacist, and David Duke, the leader of the KKK, literally a month before he got elected at Mar-a-Lago. He invited them over. He literally has 50 years of confirmed racism, including multiple times being sued for exact racism, including his first suits for it in the early 70s for unfair housing practices, going all the way through multiple suits about removing dealers, not hiring black people, into the Central Park 5 where he called for the execution of 5 black men, and then all the way again into currently where he talked to the Proud Boys, Stand Back and Stand By, dealing with David Duke and Nick Fuentes, another white supremacist, literally hiring Stephen Miller, who was a big proponent or big advocate for stop and frisk thing that was incredibly racist. Like, what are you talking about, man? The dude couldn't be more racist if he literally ran around the White House wearing a white hood.
I'm gonna tell you, towards the black community, he always messed with us. He financed Jesse Jackson for presidential run when he ran. He always gave us loans when other businessmen in New York did not. You know what I'm saying? He did that.
He
And
literally got
when he
sued for not doing that.
okay, but there's plenty of black people who then came out and said that Trump fucked with us when nobody else didn't in New York. And this is during mafia times when we was looked down upon even worse than today. So it's contradiction stuff in there. And the thing about I didn't like the whole racist point they was trying to make either, because Biden was always more racist than Trump. You can look back
How?
on his track record.
How?
The shit that he said. You talk about
How?
oh, my bad about cussing. The crime bill that he passed, the stuff that he said that he don't want his kid going to no
Hold on,
racial
hold on,
Jews.
hold on, hold
They're
on, hold
talking
on,
about
hold on. The crime bill. You know who else voted for that crime bill? Which again, he didn't write. You know who else voted for that crime bill?
what was that?
The entire Black Caucus of Congress. Literally every single black member of Congress voted for that crime bill. Do you know
Okay.
why that is?
Nah, I don't. Let me
The
know.
reason why is because that bill was not designed as a racist bill. It was used by very bad judges to do very bad things, and I will not deny that whatsoever. Okay, and it was a very big detriment to black society in retrospect. But at the time when the crime bill was passed, okay, it was not seen as a racist bill, and it was not judged as a racist bill. Okay, that's why again
If
every
you,
single black person in Congress voted for that bill. All right, so calling Joe Biden racist because of a bill that every single black person voted for is pretty crazy. Do you call those same
I
black
mean,
people racist, or are you saying that every single black member of Congress was purposely racist and going against black people?
would I say that? I wouldn't say that. I would say misinformed. But because when they made crack, which was more than affecting any other culture, from 1 gram to 100 grams, the same amount of jail time. That's like getting caught with a gram of weed and 100 grams of weed. And for cocaine, which was normally a white drug, they didn't mean for and it's
Sir,
basically the same thing.
I'm not
You know what I'm saying?
advocating for how racist our system is. Our system is incredibly racist. What I'm saying is that our system was racist before Biden, our system was racist after Biden, and Biden was not the crux of that racism.
By the way, if you look at some of the statements that he made and you say he's not racist, it's
Like
ridiculous.
what?
Racist and homophobic. He don't want his kids going to racial Jews. What else did he say?
Hold on, racial Jews? Is that what you said?
Racial zoos. When they
That's
was talking about
not what he said. You haven't read the
that's
full
exact.
quote.
That's word for word.
No, I
What he
can
said.
read the quote word for word if you really want to.
Oh yeah, please do.
You want me to read read it for you because it's going to embarrass you.
Nah, say it. Because if I'm wrong, please tell me I'm wrong. But I'm not the type to get embarrassed about being wrong.
All right. Well, let me see if I can pull up. Let's see. Let me see if I can pull up the full quote real quick. It might take me a second to find it because it was a very long statement in there. So I don't want to discount him whatsoever or discount. Let's see. So this is the line on it, but I want to make sure I get the whole quote. But the full line is, unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a jungle, the jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built so high that it's going to explode at some point. We have to make a move on this. Literally, the entire statement is anti-racist. It's saying that his kids are going to grow up in a racial jungle where races are against each other. And he's saying we have to stop this before it happens. But I want to pull up the full quote on it because I don't want to discount his quote because his quote is actually very powerful. Like truthfully, it's very powerful, and I want to bring up the whole thing. I don't want to discount any of it. He said, let me make sure. Let's see. Unless we do something about this, my children are going to grow up in a racial jungle. The jungle being a racial jungle with tensions having built so high that it's going to explode at some point. We have got to make some move on this. You say I'm throwing a brick. I'm not as good at analogies and homilies as all of you are, but I think pushing busing in a way in which it goes beyond the constitutional mandates is like throwing a bus through the civil rights window. I think it has repercussions that are extensive in terms of the ultimate objective of seeing that we get integrated neighborhoods, of seeing that we eventually eliminate job discrimination, of seeing that we change housing patterns, of seeing the altercation of the tax system. He's literally advocating for the civil rights movement. He's literally advocating for the integration of neighborhoods and the end of job discrimination, and to the stopping of busing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to look more into that.
Yeah. And so that's why I'm saying, sir, like what happened is that Republicans take a very little small part of that line, right? And they try to use it to make Biden sound like he was racist, when in reality, Biden was actually fighting completely against racism. Like he wasn't just not being racist, he was being anti-racist. Right? He was advocating against racism, which really, and I'm going to assume you're a black man from the way that you're talking, just so we level set. Correct. Yeah. So what more can we ask from white people, dude? Like truly, like.
Wait. No.
Answer. No. I'm not. Sir. I'm not saying you don't love white people. Listen to what I'm saying. Okay. What I'm saying is, what more as a black man can we ask from white people than to not just be not racist, but to be actively anti-racist?
I don't care about racism, really. I just hate it because the media pushed that fact so hard on a man who the black community has loved since the 80s. Like, what other billionaire white man was in rap videos in the 90s, was doing all this stuff? It wasn't not one of them, man. He always been a part of our community. And it pissed me off that they just made him racist out of nowhere because of a couple, stupid stuff he said about illegal immigrants coming into the country. He wasn't talking about citizens. I got a lot of Mexican friends who don't like illegal immigration because they don't want Mexico to become like the place they left. So it's like the racist thing, and then the media, the left-leaning media portray him in Charlottesville saying it was good people on both sides, but when you actually look at that whole quote, they doing the same thing that you just said they did with Biden on the quote I gave you. He said it was good people on both sides, talking about the protesters who was protesting to not destroy the American history, and the rioters who was on the opposite side of that of destroying it. He denounced the racist people who was a part of that whole situation, and that's what
Sir.
they leave out. They clip that out. Like,
I didn't bring up racism. You brought up racism. You're the one that brought up Biden's racism.
Nah, you brought up racism. You said Trump was a racist.
Well, he is a racist, but yeah, I said that because you brought it up, not the other way around. And you're the one that brought up Biden being racist. The only thing that I said is that I proved that he's not only not racist, well, at least not more racist than any other 80-year-old fucking white man in this fucking country, which of course there is a level of racism that is across, the entire thing. But really, I think it's very disrespectful, and I mean this truthfully, for you to be like, oh, well, he was in rap videos. So the fuck what, dude? Do you think that the black community is so fucking pathetic that it's hinging on whether or not somebody is on a fucking rap video? Like truthfully,
you don't understand.
I don't give a fuck if he's in a fucking rap video, bro. Fucking Morgan Wallen is in rap videos right now, and he's been known to be a fucking racist. Sir, I don't give a shit about then, now, whatever. I don't give a fuck about a rap video, okay? I care about the way that he's fucking treated people, the way he treated people when he denied black people housing, or when he kicked dealers off of, his casino floors, or when he called for the execution of 5 innocent black men. That's what I fucking care about. I care about when he associates with people like the Proud Boys and other groups like that. When he associates with people like David Duke and Nick Fuentes and Stephen Miller. When he associates with these known racists, that's what I fucking care about. Okay, I care about the way that he is acting right now. Okay, not about some fucking rap video, because that's like, honestly, dude, that's not only disrespectful to yourself and to me, but that is disrespectful to the black community as a whole to think that, oh, he
Yeah,
was
man,
in
you
some
can't speak
rap
for the black
video,
community
so
for me, brother. I know exactly how we feel. I'm from the slums, man, and we fucks with it. So
all
we
right.
respect somebody messing with us at a point where whose wife was that who was trying to get rap canceled? One of the president's wives. Al was it Al Gore's? No. She on Hines. But was trying to get rap took off because they didn't like the NWA days and whatnot. And for him to be messing with us at them time, just like for Bernie Sanders to be marching with us in the civil rights, that mean a lot to us, man. That mean a lot to us. It's a respect thing because everybody else, just like how more whites marched with us in the civil rights era than any other race. You think we don't? I mean, nowadays people don't know that, but we, the ones who do know, we respect that and love that, and we knew we couldn't get here without them. You know what I'm saying? So they are biggest benefactor in America.
Yeah, and while
So
you're freaking giving credit to Donald Trump for being in a rap video, Joe Biden was actually in Congress making sure that legislation was passed, okay, to strengthen the civil rights movement. Okay. He was the one in our government that was actually making the change happen. Okay. Joe Biden was doing that. He was in there making the actual change happen. Okay.
until
While
I look
Donald
back on
Trump,
that, I
you're
never
you're
believed it.
talking about the civil rights movement and you're talking about Black history and you're saying, "Oh, well, freaking there was people that were doing that." You're right. Bernie Sanders did march, right? And freaking a lot of other politicians did too. And Joe Biden was in there making sure that those policies from the civil rights movements were actually standing. He was voting in favor of black people. Where was Donald Trump? Not a goddamn place anywhere. Oh, but he was in a rap video. Who gives a fuck, dude?
But
Martin
we
G,
talking
thank
about
you so
citizens.
much for the jewels. I really appreciate that. I saw all of those. Thank you so much. Okay. And again, this is not me just sitting here advocating for Joe Biden. I really couldn't give a shit about Joe Biden, to be completely really honest with you. Okay. Like, he was a decent president. He was fine. And he did some really awesome stuff like the infrastructure bill, the Chips and Sciences Act, the PACT Act for veterans. I think that was absolutely amazing. Okay. But trying to paint Joe Biden as a racist is insane. Okay. The painting Joe Biden as a racist is insane. That is absolutely wrong. Okay. He did
You
amazing
gonna have to
things for
agree
this
to
fucking country.
disagree, man.
And in his history, he did the best that he fucking could to make to do the best he could for black people. And was every decision that he made perfect? No. It wasn't. It wasn't in any way perfect. I'm not trying to say it was. Okay. But I think for what he did, I think that was really important. Right? And it really did help us in the fucking long run. And Donald Trump did the exact opposite. He set us back. Okay.
Nah.
And he continues to set us back every single day.
Yeah, that's not true, man. But we can agree to disagree, man. Come where I come from, man, and just look at the
I'm a
prices
for
of
was it New York or Chicago?
housing. Dayton, Ohio.
Dayton, Ohio.
Look at the prices from yes. Look at the prices from 2012 to 2016. The prices of housing, and then look at them from 2016 to 2024. Everything went up. The prices of gas, the price of food, the price of housing, but the wages didn't. During his presidency, it made it harder to survive in a place that was already harder to survive in. And this is every ghetto in America. Inflation made everything worse. People who was already paycheck from paycheck now is, I gotta spend all my paycheck, and a female gotta do some hair or sell herself on the side to make it, bro.
And what did
I
Joe
really
Biden do
come
to make
from
that happen?
what didn't he do?
No, what did he do? Not what didn't he do. What did he do?
Man, I can't go to specifics right now because my brain won't work. I work a
Here,
long
I'll help
day,
your.
but
I work every day too. I don't really give a shit. He didn't do a goddamn thing because it's like you're ignoring the fact that COVID happened. Okay, you're ignoring the fact that the largest economic disaster in this country since the Great Depression happened, and Joe
and his
Biden had. No,
policies
I'm
made
still.
the richer rich and the poor poor.
No, Donald Trump's policies made the richer rich by giving giant tax cuts to rich people, which again were on 8-year tax cuts that were passed in
No,
2017,
I'm talking
implemented in
about during
2018.
COVID.
Sir, I don't give a shit whether it's during COVID. Donald Trump's tax cuts started in 2018. They don't expire until the end of this year. And those tax cuts gave massive tax cuts to rich people and corporations. Okay?
But I mean, I'm getting taxed less. and I'm not
You're
a
not
rich
getting
man.
taxed less right now, okay? You're getting freaking
You
taxed.
can't tell me how I'm taxed on
Yes,
my
I can. I
paycheck.
can read the tax code, sir.
I can go back and look at. I can share my screen and show you my ADP
Cool,
from
sir.
when Barack was
Sir,
president
yes.
and from
You
when
got
Biden
a
was
1 to
president and when Trump
2%.
was
You got
president.
about a 1 to 2% tax cut, okay? While corporations got a 14% tax cut. And you are sitting here complaining about all of this redistribution of wealth.
I'm talking about that was during COVID. During COVID was the biggest redistribution of wealth ever in the history of the world.
Yes, I'm
Because the
very
richer got richer and
aware
the poor got
due to
poorer.
Donald Trump's policies. I have no doubt of it.
Okay, that's cool. So, I mean, we can go back and research it, but I love the
I don't need
debate.
to go back and research them. I've already researched them.
I believe you, man. You seem like a well-read person, so I would believe that. But I mean, it is what it is, man. I ain't about to change my opinion. You ain't about to change yours, and I'm not gonna change mine until I research my opinion. So,
Well, see, I've already
you probably
researched
more.
mine. If you had researched yours, then we wouldn't be having this conversation because you'd already be on my side.
Yeah, I'm never gonna like a Democrat that's not
I'm not a
done
Democrat,
nothing
sir.
for
I don't give a
black people.
fuck
No,
about
but I'm talking
Democrats
about.
or the
But
Democratic
you saying
Party.
on your side,
I
you on the side
care.
of these Bidens, and you praising
No,
Biden like
I'm
he
on the
actually does
side
something
of
for
people
my
that are
people.
actually helping Americans. Okay. I am on the side of people who are better for us economically, who are better for us with foreign relations. I am better
My
for the
last
people that are
like
actually
he ain't got
for
no
America.
agenda for helping black people.
You're okay on the side of rhetoric while I'm on the side of action.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't seen no action to help them. They doing all this shit for immigrants, but they don't give a fuck about the hood. That's what I'm saying. And they got the majority leadership in the hood.
And what's Donald
They
Trump
never
doing for
fought
the
for us
hood
like
right
this.
now?
He don't play identity politics
What is
like
he doing
fucking
for the
Democrats do.
hood right now?
If he didn't do nothing, I would still vote for him. You know why?
Exactly,
Because he
because you're a
don't beg.
simp. Yeah,
But
because
he
you're a
don't beg
weak
for
little,
my
you're a weak little baby
It's
simp.
not
That's
about
why.
that, bro.
But it
It's because
is
he don't beg for my vote every fucking election,
because
and like
you're
Hillary pulling out barbecue
you're
sauce
a
and go
weak
to the fucking
little
Breakfast
baby
Club.
simp. That's why.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. You can say that, bro. He
I
don't.
know.
He don't.
I
He
just
don't
did.
beg for my election. He don't beg for my vote. This is really. I want to get this last point across, brother.
All right, cool.
If the Democrats.
I don't care about your last point. Just to be completely honest. I just wanted to cut him off so he knows that I did not care about his last point whatsoever. Just to be completely honest with you. Anyways, y'all, I need to get off for the night. I'm tired. I got other things to be doing over here. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I love you guys. Maybe I'll do a little bit longer tomorrow. I did about 2.5 hours today, but I'll do a little bit longer tomorrow. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Okay. Love y'all. Hope you have a wonderful night. Okay. Bye. Love y'all.